Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. I am Tucker Austin, joined today by Kurt Sippel. We have a very, very special show for you today. It is the Cooperstown Hall of Fame Weekend edition of One-on-One. We've got four of our baseball beat reporters alongside Bobby Ciaffardini, our sports director, up in Cooperstown this weekend. They're going to be covering pretty much everything they can up there at the Hall of Fame weekend. We got Trey Rodriguez on production behind the board today. We got Brogan Ticerto on video. Kurt, how you doing today, man? We got a great show today.
Isn't it awesome to be here?
I love being in the studio so much.
I just being in front of it just gets me excited, you know?
It like coming from Zoom, like doing Zoom podcasts all summer. And then, like, getting to jump into the studio for a one-on-one, it'd
be so
makes
honest,
it so much sweeter.
The Zoom podcasts kill me.
It's tough. It's tough. It's got to be tough on the listener, too.
It's tough it's just hard because you're pointing at everyone to go. Mm-hmm. You're looking at everyone.
Those
one-on-ones
awkward
can be
pauses.
a little hard. Zoom anything can be hard. I was on Liberty All-Star.
Zoom School.
Zoom School wasn't that hard.
Blast from the past right there.
Zoom School. What were you doing on Zoom School?
Oh, dude, I only had like 4 hours a day.
I was from 7 in the morning till like 1 a.m. every day. Me and my friends used to talk on Discord.
Oh, yeah.
And play video games.
Oh, yeah.
Through school, during school.
No, I had school like 8 to 12, so like 8 a.m. to noon, and then we were done after that for the day.
That's that Catholic school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. It's because we only had 4 classes in a day when we moved to block scheduling, so they were like, well, but we can only do so much.
So what'd you do for the rest of the day?
Exactly what you just said. Just got on calls with my friends and played video games.
I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Listen, I know COVID was a tragedy for a lot of people, but I don't know if I had that same kind of loneliness kind of feeling that I think a lot of people had just because I was so connected.
Oh, yeah.
To a lot of the people that I was already with in high school.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, too, because like, I would play video games with my friends a lot before COVID. So, like,
it was
when COVID happened and everybody had to stay inside and we were just, like, stuck playing video games with it, like, this is the norm.
Yeah.
This is what we usually do, so, like, there's not much different.
It kind of didn't feel like much changed. It was just, like, more and more time to just do whatever.
Yeah.
I still didn't get good at video games, so.
Well, we both had something interesting to do last night before this show. I had the unfortunate task of covering the New York Yankees last night for WFUV Sports. You, on the other hand, were at the Liberty.
Fortunate task.
A much better experience overall, I think, for the reporter.
The Liberty in general, we're going to talk about them a little bit. The Liberty in general are really fun to be around right now. I think that, the vibes are just so high. Locker room-wise, you can tell during the press scrums. Like, Natasha Cloud is just having fun when she's in the press scrums. Brianna Stewart, someone who didn't even have a good night last night, was still really excited and kind of just, like, fine talking to the media yesterday. Like, that doesn't happen in a lot of teams. And you can see how excited they are. One, they just signed Emma Niesemann, who, I don't know if you're familiar with her, Tucker. Look at her resume. Look at her awards. Insanity that the Liberty just added pretty much another infinity stone to their gauntlet. Because right now, I was thinking about this today while I was coming up here today. It was just, they have almost a full starting 5 of potential and actual WNBA MVPs. They just added another MVP. They have Finals MVP Jonquel Jones.
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say, like, All-Stars or something.
No.
You go MVPs.
MVPs.
Like, whoa. Yeah, I mean,
that's how good they are.
They're a super team.
But, like...
But that's what's crazy, too, because they're not even the best team necessarily in the WNBA.
They haven't not been fully healthy all year.
Mm.
I will say that. They just got back Jonquel Jones, who, again, I just don't understand how this is possible, that they are able to construct such a... From every part of the ladder, if you look down the bench, starting 5, like, even... It's funny. I called Leona Fibic in my notes today this Pablo Sanchez of the New York Liberty. She's true shooting 74%. Like, it's insanity how good they are right now.
Wow. I mean,
and on the other side, the Yankees, man.
Oh yeah.
We're going to talk about them.
I didn't think you were gonna make me talk about them in the intro.
I like to hear about the Yankees. As a Mets fan, it's kind of nice. I mean, we need the Yankees to the Mets need the Yankees to drop some games here because right now it's a race to see who's going to drop a game before the other one wins. And it's seeming like the Phillies are just going to crush the Yankees at home.
Going into the series, one of the thoughts kind of swirling in my head before game 1 was that on the one hand, the Yankees are like trying to bounce back from just another really rough series in Toronto. The Blue Jays have had the Yankees' number on the other side of the border.
They've had everyone's number
this year. But oh man, last night was really, really painful as a reporter no, actually I shouldn't say that. As a reporter, it was nothing because as a reporter, you're neutral.
You stick, and then you're
when
writing your tweets.
Oh yeah, like when I report for WFUV, I try to take my fandom completely away.
I have that. I find it's very. So this is actually something pretty. I was talking to my parents about this. Like even watching David Wright's number retirement. As a big Mets fan, David Wright played a big role in fandom in general for me. I still have my little David Wright jersey that I got when I was little. My first Mets jersey was David Wright, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm sitting here, and I'm just like neutral, watching it and just smiling about, seeing this live because I'm a reporter, but you don't really feel the same emotions when you're in the press box. I find that's a very surprising thing when you're really reporting on these teams is you don't feel the fandom that you have. And you could be probably the biggest Yankee fan in the world. When you step into the professional setting and you have to be different, I guess you have to be professional about what you're doing. You can't cheer and things like that. You really, something turns off.
It's tough. And when I started at WFUV, I remember like one of the first things I heard Bobby C say to us in the room. He was like, in order to be successful in this field, a part of your sports fan self has to die.
It pretty much
a little bit.
You don't become a sports fan
anymore. It's 100% true. Like when I was in the press box last night, JT Realmuto hits a 3-run jack to left field, dagger, no doubter. Like that was a huge home run, and I honestly, like I sat there and like clenched my teeth for like probably the first 10 seconds, and then had to like switch off and start typing.
Pretty much.
It's insane.
It's weird,
right? If I looked at myself like 4 years ago and told myself 4 years ago that I was going to be like at Yankee games reacting minimally to like the most devastating home run in the last month, yeah, like I would be pretty shocked. But we've got a great show for you today. We're about to head into our first break, but later on in the show, we'll have some WNBA talk, as Kurt already mentioned. We'll talk some Giants and Jets a little bit on the back end of the show during the 1 o'clock hour. During the 12 o'clock hour, we have Hall of Fame clips from our reporters up there in Cooperstown. We have some MLB Trade Deadline buzz to get through, a couple of moves in the last few days. We also have our marquee segment of the show at 12 o'clock, 12:15 should be around the time when they
Keep
call
it a
in.
surprise.
Our let them know. We gotta get the people here.
They'll be here.
The Cooperstown beat reporters will be calling in at 12:15 during that Hall of Fame call-in segment. But we'll also talk some Mets in the coming hour. And on the other side of this break, we're going to open it up with some talk about the Bronx Bombers, the New York Yankees. But we'll be right back after this on One on One.
Hi, this is Ben Oppenheimer reminding you to tune in to New York's longest-running sports call-in show, One on One. Catch One on One live on the WFUV Sports YouTube channel every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then later on 90.7 FM from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. We'll catch you next Saturday on One on One.
there in front of us. The great thing is it's right in front of us. We have it right in front of us. It's right in front of us, right?
But it is right in front of us.
But, it's all right there in front of us. The silver lining in it all is it is in front of us. It's all right there in front of us. We got the pen.
It's right in front of us, Kurt.
I think it might be. Tucker, I think
Anthony Volpe's right in front of me.
He's right in
Yeah, so that was a compilation of Aaron Boone
It's right in front of us, Tucker.
saying it's right in front of us.
Right
He
in
says
front
it a
of
lot. We're getting to the point where I'm not really sure what is right in front of Aaron
We're the best defensive team in the league. It's right in front of us.
This is like,
All of our lines are in the water.
I like how before the show you called Aaron Boone a rage baiter,
He is.
which I'm progressively agreeing
he doesn't
with.
do it, but he doesn't do it on purpose.
But I also think this is we're bordering on brain rot at this point. If he keeps saying it's right in front of us and he keeps dropping these lines, like,
Listen, I understand what he's going.
I'm gonna start
for.
losing it. I'm gonna start saying it's right in front of us, like as I sleep.
You're gonna rock next to a wall. Right in front of us.
It's right in front of us. I say as they drag me, kicking and screaming away my straitjacket.
I think the problem right now that Aaron Boone is having with a lot of the media talk that he has is he protects his players quite a lot, which is the modern coach. That's not something that you don't see. But there's a difference between protecting your players and borderline not saying anything at all ever. Because Aaron Boone, during his press conferences, I've been there for a few, you've been there for them, he never really talks much about what's going on. It feels like he kind of just beats around the bush the whole time, and then it ends.
He doesn't give very detailed
expansive answers. And that's like someone, we're going to talk about him a little bit more.
I hesitate to say nothing burger, but he gives the press a lot of nothing burgers to chew on. What did you think of Will Warren last night, Aaron? Oh, he was pretty good.
But he has to.
But that's what he says that every single time. It's like Will Warren could throw a perfect game, and he'd go, "Yeah, he's pretty good," and then he'll give up 5 home runs, and he's like, "Yeah, I still liked his stuff though."
But that's what Boone does. He's protecting his players a lot of the time. He's not gonna. The last time a Yankee manager trashed his players, he got replaced by Aaron Boone.
That's true. And Joe wasn't really he didn't start getting onto his players until then, and then they got rid of him immediately.
I don't think that this is a problem. I don't think it is a problem to talk good about your players. But look how the difference between Carl Mendoza.
Carl Mendoza.
Oh my God, I'm all over the place. Mendoza. Oh my God, Carlos Mendoza says about his players versus what Boone says. It's so different how they speak to the media. I feel like Mendy, when he speaks to the media, is very direct. He's very open. Aaron Glenn, another person that yesterday during his press conference was talking about, we're going to talk about him, but Justin Fields, for example, he's like, this is a lesson that we should not run with the stories until it's confirmed, and I'm telling you, he said, I'm not going to hide anything from you guys. I will be open.
Yeah,
That's how you create a good relationship with the people that you're reporting on. Because I think the issue that Boone's having right now is that the media might not have that best of a relationship with him because a lot of the time they're not giving answers. So a lot of the time it's speculation. And I've said this about 1 billion times on one-on-one. I've texted people this. In my opinion, if I was the PR person of the world and I had to tell the media something, I'm not hiding behind something. I'm not letting Leon Rose not come to the stand. Because speculation just breeds something that's just not good ever. I think speculation only causes more issues. I think that it will cause more issues in your locker room because players are reading stuff that's not true, and then they're going to the manager, and then the manager has to go out and say, why did we write about this? What is going on here?
Speaking of speculation.
Let's hear it.
Big, I guess, I don't know if we should say big news. If we want to speculate, it can be big news, but I guess news from the New York Yankees just today, actually. I found out about this during the break.
Shout out Brogan.
Shout out Brogan Chicharito behind the board, or on video production today. But Aaron Judge is not in the lineup today for the New York Yankees against the Philadelphia Phillies, and he's currently getting images on an possible elbow issue.
It's very not good. That's really bad.
I guess I shouldn't say possible elbow issue because if he's getting imaging, there's clearly an issue with his elbow.
So you cannot lose the guy hitting 342 in your lineup because realistically, the Yankees have 2 batters again in their lineup like last year, but now the second batter is not Juan Soto. Now it's just not what you need. It's not. Now it's Cody Bellinger. It's not the same thing.
Is the first bat Paul Goldschmidt?
No. It's 2 bats. It's Aaron
Or
Judge.
is it Giancarlo?
Ooh, I don't.
I'm trying to think of it like without Aaron Judge.
I don't even know I don't even know what the lineup looks like. Spencer Jones might come up. If you need someone in the outfield, Spencer Jones can play every single position.
Now, he's been lighting up AAA, so I really
He's
wouldn't
gonna
be
force his
surprised
way
if
up
he
here
comes up.
sometime.
They're gonna have to because no Aaron Judge. Now, every day it's gonna be they're gonna have to rotate that last outfield spot because Grisham and Bellinger are gonna play every day now, but they're not getting days off, and it's gonna be Dominguez out there most of the time.
I'm looking at the lineup that they're putting out for today. Trent Grisham, Paul Goldschmidt, Cody Bellinger, Stanton, Chisholm, Rice, Volpe, Ryan McGowan, and Dominguez.
Yeah, and then that's because
I don't
that's
know.
it. After Judge, it's literally Dominguez, Bellinger, Grisham. That's their whole outfield.
Ranger Suarez today might throw a no-hitter. I'm not even joking.
No, Ryan McMahon's hitting 2 home runs.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's not even that good.
They're
his
both
bat's
going.
not that great.
They're both going out to right.
His bat's not wonderful.
He gets a short porch now.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a difference when he still can't swing it up and out.
As long as he hits it in the air to right field,
It should go out.
far enough.
The Little League Stadium lets it go
The wind
out.
should carry it. At least in my experience, that's what's happened.
And today it's Marcus Stroman bump day. So
he has not been bad. He's not been awful since coming
Marcus
back.
Stroman.
Not terrible.
I'm waiting for the implosion. I know. Tucker, I've watched Marcus Stroman in a Mets uniform for a long time.
I'm not going to prey on his downfall.
I'm not preying on his downfall, but I know
I
what
kind of was at the start
know
of
what Marcus Stroman looks like. He doesn't even want to be a Yankee. He doesn't want to be there. The Yankees just need Marcus Stroman because they have nothing else. There's no other people that they have.
Well, yeah, I mean, Luis Gil's not back yet, and he's probably coming back, in August?
I don't really trust Luis Gil coming back.
I think he's on his 4th rehab start now.
How do I feel about Luis Gil after last year when he got shelled at the end? He was good, but then he got shelled.
That's why he's development. He's from the Yankees system. He's not gonna.
But you have.
He's not gonna come up and be good immediately. I mean,
but he
won
come up
Rookie of the Year last year.
He did come up and was good immediately, and then he had the slowest down. He slowed down so much at the end in the postseason too.
But he's also a rookie in the postseason.
But what is the excuse here?
The excuse is that
he won Rookie of the Year because of his start in the beginning.
He
did not win it after that.
How many guys break out in their rookie year and then are just consistent like that for the rest of time?
Well, that's not just how that works, but his rookie year he broke out for a few months and then he ended that immediately. You're going to trust him to come up and be an arm twice a week?
Yeah. At least but you have to give him.
You're in desperation because you're relying on Ryan Yarbrough, who is now on the IL. Is he still on the IL?
Here's my thing. I don't even want the Yankees to be in desperation mode this season. I've already talked about this. Since
if you lose Aaron Judge, you might not even be in the race anymore.
No, since March. I'm talking since March. I haven't wanted the Yankees to lean in on this season because no Garrett Cole from the get-go. I was just like, this season doesn't feel right.
They're the New York Yankees. That's the whole goal.
I'm aware that the goal is the World Series every year. It's my goal as a fan, but I'm being slightly more realistic than I was last year because the World Series slapped me in the face.
Well, yeah, and I think this season's
so this year, I don't think the Yankees go to the World Series. I think they'd be lucky to get out of the American League because it got better. From last year to this year, the AL got way better, and the Yankees are out Garrett Cole, possibly out Aaron Judge, which, I mean, remains to be seen after he gets the imaging done. We'll probably know by either the end of today or tomorrow what the status of Judge is. I'm at definitely pay attention to the press conference later with Aaron Boone after the game because I can't imagine that the reporters don't ask him about Aaron
Pre-game
Judge's status.
The
Pre-game presser
press
too.
conference is going to be all over the place about Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
And
and then
probably get some sound from that during the show.
actually, yeah, maybe
We can look at
maybe pre-game.
Yeah.
Pre-game, it might be like, do you think he's going to play tomorrow? And then they don't have to ask post-game.
Realistically,
guess.
if the Yankees lose Aaron Judge, they might go all the way. You have to make some type of move at that point. Spencer Jones has to come up, or you have to go find a bat.
Well, they already found a bat, which is kind of the problem. They they already went out and got Ryan McMahon.
Yeah, but he's not a bat. He's a defense piece.
Based on
He is. Oswald
I don't know. I saw
Oswald Peraza is the
I like
reason
this.
that they have the bat because he was so bad. He's the worst hitter in the MLB.
Lou Orlando. Shout out
Shout
Sweet
out.
Lou with 5 U's on X.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep. Lou Orlando, WFUV legend. On his social media, he compared Ryan McMahon to Joey Gallo, and he compared it to that pickup. And the the numbers are there, and that's what's scary about it. Because if, yes, his OPS isn't awesome,
Neither is his batting average.
but he's like an okay enough hitter.
He's okay enough because you're replacing a guy that has a 147 batting average. Like, what are we doing? Do you not realize that? You're replacing the worst hitter with the league for a mid-hitter because that's all you have. That's all you can do. And then without Aaron Judge, what are you going to do? No Aaron Judge, that means that you have a whole 9-man lineup with nobody. Think about
Nobody
that.
batting 300.
Well, that's like great. No one batting 300. Not every team has people that bat 300.
Yeah, but the Yankees have Aaron Judge.
You don't always have someone that can even bat 220.
That's some like 2023 Yankees.
Yes,
right there.
it is. And if the Yankees I don't see the real if Aaron Judge is out for a considerable amount of time, what do you like?
They have this week. If Aaron Judge is actually shut down by the end of today or by tomorrow, if you're the Yankees, you want to know as soon as possible. I think you want to know by the end of today, because you want to know what you have to do going into the trade deadline.
Going into the trade deadline, it might be trading Spencer Jones for somebody.
My issue with that, though, I guess this audio clip has some interesting context now, because this is a clip I got from the press conference with Aaron Boone last night. And he was talking about trade deadline moves if the Yankees are going to add pitching. The question would definitely change now that Aaron Judge is like up in the air on whether or not he's going to miss time, and like significant time, because it's an elbow issue. Like Giancarlo Stanton has been dealing with elbow issues since last postseason. I'm imagining, and again, this is speculation, but I'm imagining that it's something like that, because Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton have like similar builds, swing the same way. But regardless, trade deadline moves, the Yankees may need to look for new bats in addition to McMahon. But Trey, you can roll the clip right here. This is what Aaron Boone had to say about maybe adding pitching to the Yankees staff before the deadline.
When Cash was in here earlier this month, he articulated that was a priority for him at the deadline. Is that a part of the roster that you'd also like to see?
Yeah, I mean, look, all lines are in the water right now. You know, all teams are. There's a lot of talk, and so you never know what's going to happen.
So anyway, like we said,
all the lines are in the water.
Complete nothing burger from Aaron Boone about trade deadline moves.
Cashman,
what are you supposed to do with that?
You know when you go crabbing, you throw out the baskets and you leave them there. Brian Cashman has crabbing traps at 29 teams' doors.
Yeah,
he's just waiting for one to put a letter in.
He's trawling.
He's gonna drag it back. Drag it back to New York. Brian Cashman's gonna drag it all the way back to New York.
I mean, that is just, that's so insane. How he didn't even answer the question.
No.
The reporter asked him, he asked him if he thinks that he wants to add any pitching. Like, do you think that they will add pitching, or that you need to add pitching? It's a yes or no question, but instead we got all lines are in the water. What?
Well, now
every team's lines are in the water. It's the trade deadline.
I think right now
every team is shopping.
I think right now what he means is he probably knows that he knew at that point that Judge was probably down.
He may
last
have known.
night. So I think what he meant, he might have been saying like, listen, right now, everything we need everything. Because the Yankees, realistically, again, I'll say it, if Judge goes down, you don't have Juan Soto to back him up anymore. You don't have a Hall of Fame hitter. You have Paul Goldschmidt, who's 1,000 years old. You have Cody Bellinger, who hits every night. You have Pop Fly, Jazz Chisholm. Like
he had a broken bat single last night.
You have Anthony Volpe.
I wonder if
who I don't understand how bad he has been.
Homered last night.
Yeah, great, but his confidence.
I know
has
what
been
you mean, though.
Awful.
Like,
so what?
There's an honest likelihood that Anthony Volpe, his bobblehead is sitting in front of me. There's an honest likelihood that Anthony Volpe is not a Yankee by next year.
There's an honest chance that Anthony Volpe's not a Yankee next week. Like I understand he's a Gold Glove winner. I listened to the Michael Kay show. Shout out Fordham, a legend, ESPN radio host. But Michael Kay says all the time, he's a Gold Glove winning shortstop. He hit a grand slam in the World Series. Like, he's good. Where has that been? Where did he go? Did the Monstars come and take his powers? I'm so confused because I understand having a sophomore slump. Don't get me wrong. Mark Vientos has had a sophomore slump this season. But at least he's back. He's been back for the last few games.
That's the big difference there. Is because Vientos went back down to AAA, right?
No,
he's been up the
Vientos
whole time.
Been up. He was injured and then came back up.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, what do we do? Like, I understand shortstop is probably the most important position in baseball, and you're probably not getting 1-for-1 if you're trading Anthony Volpe. You're not going to get a good short. You're not going to get a very good shortstop. So you have to trade more than just Anthony Volpe. You have to trade somebody else. And Anthony Volpe, if we're forgetting, is probably the fans' favorite player. I think he's probably the number one.
Yeah, a lot of fans' favorite player. Probably definitely
I'm
not
not
one.
counting Aaron Judge. I'm just saying.
Not counting Judge?
After Judge.
I don't know. Because the thing
Jazz
is,
Chisholm's pretty cool.
in Yankee fandom, it's their relationship with Anthony Volpe has been constantly evolving, as is their relationship with most players on the team.
But like,
except Aaron Judge, where it just constantly stays positive. They
Well, not
literally
all the
never
time.
boo the guy. Honestly, like,
I've seen you not be very
they
positive on
rare-
Aaron Judge.
there's I'm not being positive. When I make arguments about him not being a Hall of Famer yet, I don't think that's being negative. It's just being like, I'm trying to push him. To do like
Aaron Judge listens. Aaron
do
Judge
a little bit
listens
more.
to one-on-one.
I hope.
I think he's hearing Aaron Judge.
I hope he hosts his camp here every year now for the past
He
like
does.
3 or 4 years.
Aaron
which
Judge,
shout out Aaron
if you're
Judge for that
listening,
camp.
718-817-2750. Call in. We'd love to talk to you.
That would be an insane
Imagine if
call
Aaron
in.
Judge calls in.
Aaron, is your elbow okay? Please let us know.
He's calling in from Yankee Stadium right now. But no, I mean, like, up and down this lineup, it's low-key awful. I don't know what else to say. It's not good. It's not a Yankee lineup. Like, what are we doing? That's just what I can say. And Brian Cashman,
The lineup isn't as scary anymore. Like
I would
2 years
be
ago,
okay
2
with a
years ago, the
bullpen
lineup
game
was
against
really
them.
bad. I still have nightmares of Billy McKinney batting 7th. But now the lineup isn't as there aren't as many holes. But again, like during a rough stretch, Jazz Chisholm is a hole. The dude hit 3 home runs in the home run derby.
I know.
Nick Kurtz hit 4 home runs in a game last night.
Nick Kurtz hit more home runs. I was going to say that in the general MLB second. Damn it. You took my thunder.
Yeah, sorry
Um,
about that. But
I just think in general,
God.
it's just these guys. Even Paul Goldschmidt, like, he's here to hit, but he doesn't always do it. You don't always see that. Jazz Chisholm always does it. You called him a hole because he is a hole.
Jazz Chisholm has 0 for nights.
He does.
Goldschmidt rarely has
He'll have
full
a
0
one-
for
he'll have a
nights.
1
He'll
for
have like
5
one
night.
hit. Yeah, exactly.
But no one's
going to
bat him in.
Bad,
Who's
but-
batting him in?
Yeah.
Tell me about who's batting.
Well, when he
After-
bats 7th, no one's knocking him
after
in.
Cody Bellinger, because
But sure, let's change the lineup for the 8th time this week.
But the thing about this is, when you have Aaron Judge in the lineup, it encourages everyone else to do better, because Aaron Judge gets on base. Probably, like, even if he gets 4-pitch walk, they're gonna bat around him. You know, they're gonna pitch around him.
Yeah.
So if you have if you come up to the plate with one out, no outs, and Aaron Judge on base, the likelihood of you being able to hit something is a lot higher than if two guys have already struck out, you get on base, and then the next guy gets on, and then the next guy comes up and strikes out. Like, that's what this is looking like right now. Two guys are going to strike out, one guy will get on, and the Yankees are just going to strand them.
Yeah, well, that's what the Yankees do. The Phillies did the exact opposite of that last night. They first two batters of the inning retired. I forget which inning it was. Honestly, the Phillies started scoring so much that all of the runs started to blur together in my memory.
Do you score the games while you're?
Yeah,
I
have the scorebook still in my
bag. I still
bag.
use the Mets score sheets that they give us.
Yeah.
It sometimes if there's a lot of scoring in games, because I'm pretty new to scoring baseball games. Like I did it when I was younger, but I don't remember. I completely forgot and started again. When there's a lot of scoring and I'm trying to do the scorebook and the tweets, I'm like all over the place. I'm like,
oh yeah, it's tough. Like I'll fall behind like a couple of batters on the scorebook, and then I'll fall behind the tweets filling the scorebook back up.
It could be hard,
and it's like
but
going back and forth is tough.
The Yankee defense has been awful.
Oh god, yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms that we forgot to talk about. Case in point, this guy right here.
They played the Blue Jays and they had 4 errors. I think in their last.
I think he leads. He's either tied for the lead or leads the league in errors this year now. But honestly, a couple of them have been pretty annoying. Like there have been errors like against Anthony Volpe that shouldn't have been errors. I'm talking like scoops at first base. Like there was one play in particular I'm thinking of because there's only 13 errors I think for him, 13 or 14. So there's not that many plays to actually look at. But like one in particular, Ben Rice was playing first base instead of Paul Goldschmidt. And, like, because Goldschmidt happened to not be the first baseman, there was a lesser chance of that ball getting scooped and it being an out. So Ben Rice boots the scoop, and it's a throwing error on Anthony Volpe, which is how it is. It's how it's scored, and it is a throwing error. But there are some errors that wouldn't exist in different circumstances. I think, like, Anthony Volpe is just on possibly the worst bad luck streak I've ever seen for a New York Yankee.
He is on a bad luck streak. But
the moment always
matter.
Finds him no matter what he does. He always comes up to bat with either 2 outs or with runners in scoring position. More often than not, it's bases loaded, 2 outs, and then it's like a fly out or a ground out or something. But it's like, it seems like every time the Yankees get runners in scoring position, Anthony Volpe comes up with those guys on base somehow. And like, I don't know. What are we supposed to expect for him to produce every single time?
Yes. You are expecting him to produce.
Not every time, but
no,
he doesn't produce
baseball.
at all, which is the problem.
Actually, Jazz Chisholm Jr. is third. Tied for third in the MLB in errors. I believe this is errors. Wait. Yeah, fielding errors. And then Anthony Volpe follows him. Yeah.
Is behind Chisholm?
Mm-hmm. They're all tied for third.
Oh, okay.
It's
with how many?
I'm not seeing it right now.
Ah, damn.
Maybe it's 12. I'm not sure if value means 12 here. Trying to find the website, not really helping me out.
12 sounds right.
It's probably 12.
So
but
12. I mean, I only spoke with 13, but
just in general, that's not. Oh wait, might be wrong. Anthony Volpe might lead the American League, 13.
Yeah, well, the Yankees
and Paul Goldschmidt gunned it into.
That was a
ridiculous
play because he didn't have anywhere to go. Nobody was on first. Nobody
Hold
was covering
the ball.
first. Yeah, eat it and give up a run.
Go home.
He threw it home.
But you gunned it into the seats.
Because he was moving to his right and threw off balance and fired it wide right.
I'm just saying.
It was a bad throw, don't get me wrong, but it was completely created by how he tried to force that play to happen. I mean, I don't know if he had time to set his feet, but if he did, it probably goes differently.
It's not what you need. Like, this Yankee team is already struggling enough. You have to control the controllables, and there are absolutely no controllables that this Yankee team has because they have errors everywhere. They don't produce, and now that Aaron Judge is gone, the captain's gone. Now you have no leadership. You have Aaron Boone and no one in the field. Someone else has to take that role.
So, just a few days away from the trade deadline, the Yankees are now sub 500 since the All-Star break. That's 3-4 since the All-Star break.
The other Canadian team, not the Expos, doesn't lose anymore either.
They're playing the Phillies Game 2. Today, if you're listening or watching along on YouTube, the Yankees play today at 1:05 against the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 2 of that series. They lost last night 12-5. But that's going to wrap up our New York Yankees talk for today. I'm sure we'll talk about them more. I always find ways to talk about the Yankees as the show goes on.
Include them somewhere.
But on
it's the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, on the other side of this short break, we're going to be heading up to Queens. 7 train. We're going to be talking the Mets. We'll be right back on 90.7 FM WFUV Sports 1-on-1.
What's up, everyone? It's Joe Henry, one of your New York Mets beat reporters for the 2025 MLB season. From Soto's slugging to Senga's strikeouts, I'll have you covered from Citi Field all year long. Follow me on X at JoeHenry_4 for exclusive interviews, game day insights, and live coverage of every play. So take a ride on the 7 train with me as the Mets continue their quest for World Series glory. WFUV, your home for New York sports.
And welcome back inside the Rose Hill studio on the campus of Fordham University in the Bronx, New York. Tucker Austin and Kurt Sippel with you on 1-on-1, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. And we have some Yankee tickets to give away. Before we get into our Mets segment, just to kind of, make it stay cohesive with that Yankee segment, we have a pair of Yankee tickets to give away on August the 11th against the Minnesota Twins, of course, at Yankee Stadium. If you can call in and give us the answer to the following question: what non-pitcher position has the most Hall of Famers? That's what non-pitcher position, so not reliever, not closer, not starting pitcher, position player, which position has the most Hall of Famers all time? You can call in at 718-817-2750. That's 718-817-2750. If you're watching or listening along on YouTube live, you can call into the studio for a chance to win those tickets. Once again, the question: which non-pitcher position has the most Hall of Famers all time?
Call in, get those tickets. We need someone to claim them.
Yeah, pair of tickets. Bring a friend.
Yeah.
Go see the Yankees play the Twins.
Might not be a great game.
Known home run hitter Byron Buxton.
Might not be a great
in the
game.
building.
Not be a great game, but, it could be what it could be.
Is what it is. But now we got to go up to Queens. Got to talk about the Mets a little bit. We wrapped up our Yankees segment, but now the Mets are in a series currently against the San Francisco Giants. Little New York beef there. I know the Giants are in San Francisco now, but the Giants are where the Mets get their orange.
Fun fact. The owner of the New York Giants, so the New York Giants baseball, when they moved, the owner of the Mets, so they own a stake in the Giants, and they were one of the only people that voted against the Giants moving to San Francisco. They then were the principal owners of the Mets right after. Fun fact.
So, the Giants moved. Did they sell the team?
What, the Giants?
The owners
No,
of the Giants.
They just went. So this was Joan Whitney Payson.
Mm-hmm.
She, the first woman to own a professional sports franchise. She voted against the Giants moving to San Francisco. And then when the National League came back, because she petitioned the MLB for another franchise, she became the owner of the Mets.
So, wait, what was she doing before that?
What do you mean?
Like
being a owner of the Giants.
she was an owner of the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was one of the owners of the
Yes,
Giants.
because it was like you have multiple owners.
And voted against them
Yes,
moving, but everybody
yes.
else was like, no, we're going to San Francisco.
Yeah. And she was like, okay,
And then she became the owner of the
we're going to set up shop in Queens.
See, I love baseball.
Isn't it awesome?
I love baseball.
Yeah.
It's just everything. I shouldn't say everything always works out, but it like seemingly most things in baseball work out pretty well. And for the sole owner who voted against moving them to wind up the owner of the franchise that replaces them, it's like absolute cinema.
Well, she loved professional sports.
Yeah. But the Mets and Giants are locking horns this weekend. The Mets win Game 1, 8-1.
Wow.
Boy, I wish the Yankees played like the Mets.
Wouldn't you? Clay Holmes has been doing great.
Yeah, Holmes had a great start last night.
6
5
innings.
innings. 6 innings?
6 innings last night. for
Whoa,
Holmes.
6 innings for Clay
Oh, wait,
Holmes.
no, it was 5 innings. My bad.
6 hits.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. 5 innings, 6 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts.
Met shell Logan Webb last night.
Yeah, that's something.
Logan Webb, one of the better,
Probably the
one
best
of the
pitcher
best.
on the Giants roster.
And
One of
he's
the
just
best pitchers in the league.
In the league.
Yeah.
Gets shelled last night by the Mets. He came up 8 hits, 6 earned runs. The Mets are just on fire. Brandon Nimmo has been such a high. So I was talking about this with Colin Loughran, former WFUV alumni. We were reporting on a game together. He was there with the AP.
Oh, nice.
I was talking about this, and we were talking about homegrown baseball players. Look up and down this Mets lineup. Almost all of it's homegrown. Isn't that pretty cool? Brandon Nimmo's from the system. Pete Alonso's from the system. Jeff McNeil's from the system. Brett Beatty's from the system. Alvarez is from the system. Mauricio's from the system. Acuna's from the system. Like, isn't it awesome? And there's a given night where almost every single person is from the Mets system other than the pitcher.
Now you know how Yankee fans felt in 2017.
Yes.
When the Baby Bombers came up. And the entire team was structured off of guys who were effectively system guys. Gleyber Torres is the one player who is like an odd man out in that scenario because he came from the Cubs system and was a part of the Aroldis Chapman rental that helped the Cubs win the World Series. But Gleyber Torres comes to the Yankees in that move and then is in
I'm still
AAA.
counting it as the system.
I think Gleyber Torres is a like theoretical farm system guy for the Yankees.
If you made your first major league appearance,
I think he made his MLB debut as a Yankee.
I'm going to call it you're from the system. So I think
I like to think of it that way.
I think that would be debated, but I think that's just how I look at it.
It would be. But yeah, I mean, the Mets have so much talent from within, and have an owner who's willing to shell out for a guy like Juan Soto over the top. So it's kind of
everyone thought he was bad.
It's the stars sort of aligning a little bit. Nobody thought he was bad. A lot of people were just jumping on him because he didn't perform immediately, and it's New York City.
I remember differently.
Well, like anytime when I call Juan Soto a bum, it's like a term of endearment. When I call Jason Tatum a bum, I'm being serious. Like this is the difference. Like I know Juan Soto's a generational talent. I know he's going to be good.
Juan Soto in his last 30 games has had a .941 OPS.
Yeah, so
he's been awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Like we know this about Juan Soto, and we have known this about Juan Soto. But like, of course, I'm gonna use any opportunity that he gives me to rag on him.
You can.
If he has a slow 2 weeks, I'm gonna talk about how Juan Soto's having a slow 2 weeks.
I don't think he's gonna have another slow 2 weeks in a while. He's been on fire.
Maybe not. He didn't really have a slow 2 weeks with the Yankees.
Well,
he only spent a year there.
Yeah. He couldn't.
I don't think he honestly had a slow 2 week period. Maybe 1 week, but I don't think there was ever a 2 week stretch where Juan Soto was like, whoa, this guy needs to pick it up.
Francisco Lindor is back.
Oh, he's been so good.
Recently.
Seeing a full Francisco Lindor season has been an eye-opener. Like, I haven't
know how good he was?
No, obviously you know how good he was, but getting to see the full season now, like, now we're really talking MVP candidacy. He got looks last year against Shohei Ohtani for what he did at the end of the year.
I think he was an MVP last year. I mean, if Shohei's not in the National League, he probably does. He wins it.
If his April and May looks like the rest of his season last year, he probably takes the fight to Shohei. At least a little bit. Shohei Ohtani did some ridiculous stuff last year, so
50-50 is hard to beat. But I think in general, he's just that good.
What do you think is the greatest? Oh, no, we should save that for MLB. I'm going to save that for the MLB segment. I just came up with something, but we'll save that.
But all of these guys that the Mets have coming up is the one issue that I'm going to have right now is someone's getting traded, And I don't know who it's going to be because the Mets have a third baseman. They have 2 third basemen that you need them to work. You need at least Mauricio, Beatty, Vientos, one of those 3 guys, because they have 3 third basemen right now. One of them has to play a different position, and I'm very okay with Beatty being the starting third baseman. Or maybe Vientos, but Vientos is more of a defensive hole at third base than Beatty is. And Vientos has been better at bat. So I think that right now it's all very difficult to know which Mets player is going to be the starting third baseman when it comes down to October. And I don't know who's going to be left on this roster by that point. Because I think a lot of these young guys are going to stay, but I don't know if, do you trade a Mauricio? Do you trade a Beatty? You keep Vientos because of what he did last year in the postseason. I've been calling for Vientos to get traded. I'll be very open and honest about that. I said that throughout the entirety of this year, pretty much, that I thought Mark Vientos should have been traded because of just how slow he was, and I didn't really think that he was going to come back. But I guess I'm wrong. He came back, and he's been better. Francisco Alvarez, another person that's coming back at the moment and being better. He spent his time in AAA. This Mets system right now that they have going on, their hitting and pitching coaches, I don't know what they're giving their players, but more often than not, when guys are slowing down, they've been much better and having bounce backs. And that's been pretty impressive to see.
Yeah, and like the hitting obviously has not really been an issue for the Mets this year. Offensively, yeah, there was like some struggles there middle of the season.
Yes.
They went on that skid around the same time as the Yankees skidded in June. But like more often than not, now that Soto's like fully turned himself around, Lindor was never not like solid. And like you mentioned, Nimmo had a pair of hits last night and a couple RBIs.
Well, Brandon Nimmo has been raking.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings me into another conversation. As an outside observer, this is because of David Wright's number retirement, I feel like this is a good thing to cover, also because it's the Hall of Fame. Sadly, I don't know if David Wright will ever be a Hall of Famer, but who can be the next Mets captain? Because Brandon Nimmo realistically has a big case for it because he came up through the system. Pete Alonso has a big case for it. Even though I don't think that he would be, he has a case for being the Mets' next captain. Francisco Lindor.
I mean, Lindor has the experience and like the veteran savvy to be a captain. I think. I just don't know. Mets fans love Francisco Lindor.
Everyone loves Francisco Lindor,
but he's not a Met. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Now he's a Met. He's a Met.
Are we sure about that?
Yes. He's not a Cleveland Guardian.
No, but he's a Cleveland Indian.
No, but he's a Met. I'm being honest. He's a Met. Like, there's no other one. He broke out his career with the Mets. He was good with the Guardians, but
he was insane as an Indian.
Yes, he was. But I'm saying he became an MVP candidate with the Mets. It feels like he more grew up, like after he got traded to the Mets. After he had
that's
those
also
slow
partially
starts.
because of the market.
Well, yeah,
right. He's playing in New York. If he's putting up those numbers in Cleveland, nobody's saying MVP.
Well, they would be because Cleveland's good every year. But you know what I mean? That he kind of grew up more as a player as a Met.
I think
at least as a Mets fan, that's how it feels.
I think it seems like he grew up as a person a little bit more in New York.
That's what I mean.
Like where he was a kid in Cleveland.
He developed himself,
and then a young man, and then became like a more functional adult, I guess.
But that's what I mean. He became a man. He became a player with the Mets. So in that matter of fact, I don't see him any other way other than a Met. I never picture him in a Guardians jersey, any of that anymore. I picture him as a Met.
On the flip side of what I've been saying this whole time, I do think Lindor is probably the best candidate for, or at least maybe the lead candidate for captain.
I think that
team.
Lindor is probably the lead candidate just because of one, he's like a PR master.
Oh yeah,
he's awesome at everything he does with PR. Like he gives press awesome answers even when he's slow. He gives everything every time for every at bat. He's smiling the entire time. He makes press feel. Listen, I was standing outside of the Mets dugout the other day, and Francisco Lindor said hello to me. I was like enamored. I was like, me? Said hi to me? I was like, that's insane. Like, he's an awesome guy. He has a great personality. and he plays the game of baseball well.
See,
But that's the other shot that I have for Brandon Nimmo. He plays the game of baseball awesome. And David Wright even said, when my kid grows up, I want to tell him to play like Brandon Nimmo.
is Nimmo a family man?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Nimmo's a family man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because, like, Lindor, very clearly
I
a
think
family man.
almost all of the Mets are family. I think a lot of the Mets are family. I don't even think of anyone that I can think of. Maybe Jesse Winker. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I've been
But
seeing-
he's not up for captain. My thing is, like,
No, but I'm
David
saying,
Wright's whole shtick was that he's pretty good at baseball. He's a solid third baseman, but he's also a model human being on and off
I
the
think
field.
Francisco Lindor and Brandon Nimmo can have that model human being status. Yeah, sure. I'll give it to him.
Honestly, I don't think I know enough about Brandon Nimmo to like make a decision on him. He actually seems like a pretty nice guy.
He's a very nice guy.
I've seen him doing interviews with people on the field before games, and he seems like really open to
He's
the
a very
press.
present.
And
He gives great answers.
pretty amiable.
He gives great. Another two guys that give great answers. He does not give one-word answers. He's very open. He gives long, detailed answers about anything and everything you ask him. I think he likes to talk a lot, so I think that he really likes to give those answers. I think the Mets' struggles right now does not come from the lineup department. It comes from the bullpen department.
Bullpen, yeah. I was just so that's perfect because we have a lead-in for. We got to talk about the Mets' newest addition. The Yankees added Ryan McMahon. The Mets then went out and acquired Orioles reliever Gregory Soto,
Yes, sir.
who was very, very good 2 years ago, and that season sort of gave him that look that he was getting in Baltimore. Orioles season has not unfolded the way that they were expecting in any way, shape, or form. So, oddly enough, they become sellers at the deadline. Clip to the Chris Carino, watch out for the Orioles clip
The
from
best team
those
in baseball.
tweets. The Orioles are sellers at the deadline. They cough up Gregory Soto to the Mets, but that's a big lefty arm. He throws a lot of gas, and he's going to bolster that bullpen, but, like, do they need more help?
Yes.
More?
I think the Mets need more help. I think one thing is if the Mets go get Clay Holmes has been a starter for the Mets. I'm not saying that I agree with this, but if they get another starting pitcher, Clay Holmes becomes a back into the bullpen guy. Because I think realistically what Mendoza wants out of Clay Holmes is 6 to 7 innings. And I don't think Clay Holmes has gone more than 5 this season. And one, it's because he hasn't done that since his rookie season as a Pirate. He has not been a starter in the MLB. So it's really tough because he was a reliever for so long, and he has good stuff. But I think that Clay Holmes, what's been happening is he's been struggling a lot of the time with getting over the innings part of things. So Holmes needs to either kind of keep ramping up, and that's hard to say as someone that's been playing now for almost a whole season. We're almost a third of the way through the MLB season. We are
almost a third.
Through.
We're beyond 100 games
Isn't
played.
that crazy?
I think. I'm pretty sure actually beyond, like, it might be less than 60 games to go. I was trying to do the math last night, I think, with the Phillies record. They may have been at 102. I think it was 102 games played last night, which meant it was 60 to go as of last night, and now it's 59 for the Phillies.
I can't believe that.
It's unbelievable. It really is. I feel like opening day was yesterday.
It does feel like that. I was going to say that the season's only beginning, but it's not. It's almost over.
Baseball fans might be the luckiest because, like, the season runs the whole summer when no other sports are going on, but then the off
WNBA.
True, WNBA, my bad. That's just because I haven't been watching that religiously.
Gotta tune in.
There's clips here and there.
Gotta tune into the W, man.
Gotta tune in.
The Liberty are on fire.
Yeah. But where was I going with that?
Just how long that the MLB.
Oh
season
yeah,
has been.
the like fall and winter sports take up the entirety of the off season.
We have a sport. I didn't realize this. There is a league going on every single month of the year. There is at least one of the main four playing every single month. Never really realized that.
It's all covered. But during the summer months, it's like it's only Major League Baseball.
And I think
from the Big Four.
And I think that that's something that's big is that the Mets starting arms are back. Sean Manaea has been good. Frankie Montas, someone that people thought that was not going to be good. He's had really good quality outings. Kodai Senga's back. He got shelled the last time he was out, but he's back too. David Peterson's probably the most reliable pitcher on the Mets' whole staff. I fear I can call him. He's not the ace, but he feels like the ace at some point because of just how good he's been. I know that Sean Manaea is the ace, but I don't really know where the Mets are going to go with this. I know that management is always very willing to trade pieces for more pieces.
How many moves, if you had to guess before we go into a break, how many more moves do the Mets make before the deadline?
Another bullpen arm, maybe 2 bullpen arms, and maybe a bat. I don't think
Okay.
they need a bat, but I think they're going to go for a bat anyway.
So, like, honestly, they could get that done in like 2 or 3 trades. Depends how many guys they get return in each one.
I think so. I think that also you're going to see guys that are not going to be bigger names, and they're going to be really good because that's what they do a lot of the time.
The Yankees.
Stearns is good at that.
I mean, obviously, like, this is the Mets segment. I found a way to talk about the Yankees again. I think the Yankees
Twice.
make at least like same thing, 2 or 3 moves. And it's bullpen.
Well,
Honestly,
yeah.
if it's all bullpen, I would be pretty okay with that. Because again, I would rather they just punt this season particularly. But that's going to do it for our Mets talk. On the other side of this break, we'll have a little station ID, and then we get into the biggest segment of the show. It's going to be our Hall of Fame call-in segment. Our beat reporters on the scene in Cooperstown at the Hall of Fame weekend are going to be calling in at 12:15. Me and Kurt are going to be yucking it up about the Hall of Famers that are getting inducted this year until they call in. But we'll be right back on 90.7 FM, one-on-one.
It's WFUV New York, fostering community with public media from Fordham University, on air, online, and always commercial-free.
What's up, everybody? It's Tucker Austin, one of WFUV Sports' New York Yankees beat reporters in 2025. Aaron Judge and company are hungry to return to the Fall Classic to avenge their defeat last season. Follow me on X at @Taustin_24 for live game updates, video recaps, and more as the Bronx Bombers chase their 28th World Series championship. WFUV Sports is your home for everything New York Yankees. You're listening to WFUV New York. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Attaboy Kurt, wave to the cameras. You can call in and join the conversation at 718-817-2750. Although, if you are listening live on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if the lines were clear around like 12:15.
Hey, we can still get.
Well, I mean, we
get
can
some call-ins.
We can call them
Call in.
Trey can throw them on 2.
Yeah,
although
we can have a little discussion with another
just,
person.
Hopefully, it doesn't get like all crossed up.
Nah, we don't cross the
We got to
beams here.
troubleshoot. But in about 15 minutes or so, our Cooperstown group of beat reporters should be calling in from the scene up there at the Hall of Fame weekend, rather. Tucker Austin and Kurt Sippel with you. We got Trey Rodriguez behind the board at Brogan DeCerto on video production. And we have some – it's a great class this year of Hall of Famers.
Class.
It's such a good class. I really – like – when we were picking who had to go, I was kicking myself over like coughing a spot that really could have been mine up, knowing that I'm probably going next year.
Hey man,
for
think about
WFUV.
it. Next year we could see David Wright.
I don't know who we're gonna see next year, but like compared to this year, I don't really know how next year's supposed to top it. At least for me personally,
As a
because
Yankees fan.
like growing up a Yankee fan, I was born in 2004. So I was 5 years old when the Yankees won the 2009 World Series. CeCe was on that team. I don't really remember it that much. I remember the national anthem on the TV before the games.
Doesn't that suck?
It does.
I don't really remember
really
the
does.
Giants Super Bowls in 2011.
No, I don't remember them at all.
And like kind of the Mets 2015 World Series run. Very.
You see, I remember that. I remember that better than I remember the last time the Yankees won the World Series.
I remember watching it on the couch with my dad, and that's about it. I remember. What do I remember? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Remember some home runs. That's about it.
I mean, just Dana Murphy.
Yeah. But that's it.
But man, CeCe Sabathia, I loved watching him pitch.
Who didn't? He's just a personality.
But he was also such a good pitcher too, and I'm like really just so consistent too. He would never fall off that hard. You know, it would always be kind of. Even on his bad starts, he was still like giving the Yankees a chance to win. But it's awesome to see him go to the Hall of Fame. Absolutely deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 3,000 plus Ks here. 3,000 plus Ks, but he's also the guy who threw away an entire contract incentive for innings pitched just to get back at a Tampa Bay Ray and hit him and get thrown out of the game.
Yeah. I think a lot of the things that CeCe did and the thing that shows so much of Yankee pride, because a lot of these guys are the last real Yankees that are going in. You know what I mean? I think these are the last guys that you really see really put on the Yankee motto as the pinstripes.
And like CeCe, when CeCe came to the Yankees, like George Steinbrenner was still in control of the team.
Yeah, same with Ichiro.
So that's like
Ichiro, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
he was.
That's. Well, I'm not actually sure.
What year?
Because I think George Steinbrenner died in 2012. No, 2014. I think it was 2014.
2010.
10. It was the Angels. Angels hosted the All-Star game. That like all I remember about that is like they did like a tribute for him before the game. I remember Derek Jeter being there. 2010.
2012, Ichiro got there.
For 2012,
yeah.
Ichiro got there. Okay, so
post
George Steinbrenner for Ichiro, but still Ichiro's kind of like his own category.
Well, Ichiro might be the greatest hitter in MLB history if he came up before, like if he did not play in Japan for those few years.
He's the greatest Japanese-born player ever, aside from in 10 years when Shohei Ohtani overtakes him.
Yes, and I mean if you add up his hits from Japan to America. Because he had 1,200 hits in Japan before he got here, which is...
It's like 4,000 plus hits.
Yeah, he would have had more than Pete Rose.
At the professional level in any country.
He has more than Pete Rose.
And like that's the thing, too. Like a lot of times in other leagues, like when you look at the NBA and then you compare it to like Eurobasket, it's like we're not really talking the same level here. And sure, it's somewhat similar in Major League Baseball.
Apples to oranges.
But like... in Japan, their top level of baseball is extremely competitive.
Same thing with South
and
Korea.
very, very good. Yeah, you're
South
right.
Korea,
South Korea
a
too.
lot of the a lot of like DR,
Like
Puerto Rico,
these leagues
Mexico.
aren't pushover leagues.
No.
Honestly, I think I'd like to see a la the Club World Cup. I'd like to see like Major League Baseball franchises playing against franchises from
I don't know if we would
other
I don't know if
countries.
we would want to see that because I think a lot of our favorite franchises might lose too. I don't think we realize
Well,
how
let's see.
hard. I don't think we realize how hard a lot of these franchises play and how different it is compared to us. Because I almost guarantee in Japan, a lot of these guys aren't jogging up the line if it's a slow ground roll.
Oh no.
They're running to first
No,
base
you got to
every
make that
single
play.
time.
You got to make that play.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I think that a lot of these MLB teams
It's gonna
would kind of
it would sharpen Major League Baseball if anything.
we would get. I think a lot of these guys would get exposed. I think that that's true.
Whether or not you think that's a good or a bad thing, I guess is up to you. I think that would be a good thing.
No, I think it's an awesome thing. I think it would be cool. And also, we got a lot of cool guys to come into the game this Hall of Fame class as well. Dick Allen, a guy that gets in after a Baseball Legends Committee. Dave Parker,
huge pick, by the way.
Yes.
Like I can't believe he wasn't already in.
Well, that's kind of the sad part is that both of these guys died before they were able to get in, and Dave Parker kind of got screwed over by Major League Baseball.
Give me the Dave Parker
Oh,
story.
yeah. I just know the story a little bit as I was researching it a little bit more yesterday. Dave Parker won the first American-born athlete to make over $1 million a year. First guy that got that contract, nicknamed the Cobra.
Whoa.
One second. Awesome nickname.
That's fire.
1978 MVP, two-time World Series champion, two-time NL batting titles. He was awesome. He was probably one of the best players in the MLB and should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he got caught up in the cocaine trials that the MLB had in 1986. He kind of got thrown under the bus by his teammates. Actually, I think just Major League Baseball in general.
Major League Baseball likes to throw people under the bus
He
when
was
they
made
get
an- he
like
was made an
involved
example
in
of.
any amount of controversy.
Yeah.
MLB, you're gone.
He was made an example of. And a guy that was probably one of the best, if one of the best guys of the generation of the 70s and 80s, is now not able to enjoy his Hall of Fame induction. He knew that he was going to be in the Hall of Fame because he was told before he was going to go to the Hall of Fame when he got there. Like he was told and then he died a few weeks later. But man, I think that this is not what I was reading about this just a little bit more. Stephen Carlton Clark, who opened the Baseball Hall of Fame, the Singer Sewing Company, he invented that, and he was the heir to that. He opened the Baseball Hall of Fame during the Great Depression to bring money to Cooperstown. And I think a lot of the issue I have with this is this was not how he believed the Baseball Hall of Fame should operate. He was hoping that these guys would be honored when they were alive, about their careers. And I think a lot of the issue I have with it, whether it's steroids or a guy gambling on baseball for his team, things like that, I think that the issue I have with it is if you're going to blackball somebody from the MLB or if you're going to make them be thrown away by the voters and things like that, for example, a la Pete Rose, he's now back on the Major League ballot after he died. We're probably going to see Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame next year. And that
that would be ridiculous.
And that's kind of upsetting. I think that we should celebrate these guys when they're alive.
You think the writers really let it go that quick?
He's not on the writer ballot anymore. Now it's Major League Baseball that elects him because he would be in the Legend Committee.
Oh, you're right.
Major League Baseball is going to elect him.
Yeah,
So
they're
that's why
they're totally going to do it.
Dave Parker was elected this year, who deserved to be honored. He had the speech. He talked about how he had the speech written for years before this, and he was waiting for someone to read it because he knew that he would get into the Hall of Fame. He was just waiting for the day that happened. And it's sad that he's not able to be there to enjoy it. Same thing for Dick Allen, somebody that had almost a 300 batting average. He had 351 home runs in his career. He had over 1,000 RBIs. Another guy that deserved it, but sadly had to pass away, and he's going to get it. And he's still going to be honored, but it's better that these guys have to be looked at in the present time where people like us that didn't grow up with these guys could be appreciated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's something that I've been saying this. I think that that's something hopefully when our generation of baseball reporters comes up, I think that might change. Guys like Barry Bonds might get into the Hall of Fame. Talk about that a little bit more, the steroid thing, all of that. But I think a lot of this is just this is not supposed to be how this operates, and I think that a lot of people just kind of get screwed out of their being honored for their career.
It's a little messed up now because, and like I agree with what you're saying, because the writers have so much power over the early rounds of ballots.
I think that they should have that power.
And yeah, they should, but they have so much power that it's gotten to a point where they've weaponized the Hall of Fame. They've weaponized the Hall of Fame against the players that they don't like. And that's for any number of reasons.
I think it's for the players that they deemed, like Dave Parker, for example, that they deemed someone that might have been someone that kind of screwed over the media one way or another.
Exactly. They don't like him. But
Well,
that's not, the point is that's no reason for them not to be in the Hall of Fame. If the numbers are there, the numbers are there, and there's no other way to slice it. But if you're not putting a guy in the Hall and you repeatedly vote no on his ballot because he never wanted to give you an interview, you're just being petty. And that's the weaponization of the Hall of Fame, because
think
now
this works
it's being
both.
weaponized against some of the best players ever who rubbed reporters the wrong way, and now they
But
don't
I
get
think
to be in
this
the Hall
works
of Fame.
both ways, because I agree with your sentiment here. But guys like Barry Bonds were jerks to reporters his entire career. So a reporter really is going to be like, well, I came to the ballpark 5 days in a row, and you never showed up. And you kept saying you were going to show up. So now you want me to help you out?
Okay, well, there's that. When you're actually actively rage baiting reporters,
Well,
yes.
that's what he did. And that's what
Um,
I think the issue with Barry Bonds has been is, if you're going to actively screw over the guys that are...
Well, the issue's been the steroids.
Well, I don't think it's the steroids as much as we think. I think
well,
a
then
lot
why
of
isn't
it
Mark
is-
McGwire there then?
I think a lot of it is because of the reporter thing, as well as the steroids, because baseball blackballed him at the end of his career.
Yeah.
But I think it's also because the reporters, he really hurt them a lot when they were reporting on him. So now they need his help. Now he needs their help. It's not going to happen. I think the issue I have with it is Barry Bonds will be a Hall of Famer, but I don't think that it should happen when he dies. I think that if he's going to be a Hall of Famer, it should happen when he's alive. These guys deserve to enjoy it. No matter how bad it was, whatever it is, he'll get in one way or another. If it's from the Legends Committee, if it's from the Writers Committee, he'll be in sometime soon. It's just the fact of the matter is, it should be when they're alive. It should not be when these guys are dead and they can't enjoy it. They can't read their own speeches. We as fans should be able to deserve and remember them as the players that we grew up with. My dad grew up with these guys that he was watching him. Wouldn't you think that he would, like, your family would rather watch him say his speech, remembering what it was like to watch him as a kid, even if they weren't fans of him? Dave Parker was one of the best players, period. And people got to watch him as a legend. It was kind of like just how good he was. Like, we're getting to honor Ichiro, CeCe, Billy Wagner, someone that we didn't touch on, Mets legend for Mets legend? Yeah, why not? I'll call him a Mets legend.
I mean, legend who played for the Mets?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to him. He was great. And one of the first 8th relief pitchers to get into the Hall of Fame. The 8th relief pitcher full-time to get into the Hall of Fame. Let me correct myself. And I think these guys deserve it because this is such a great Hall of Fame class. I just wish the other two guys did not have to be in memoriam instead of watching it.
Mhm.
That's just how I feel about it.
And I mean, we already touched on CeCe plenty. We touched on some of those guys. Got to give some love to Ichiro, though.
Oh.
A little bit more love to Ichiro
I
than
don't think we
him.
gave Ichiro enough love.
Not even close to enough.
No.
All we mentioned was that he has, I'm pretty sure he has a hits record. Maybe or no.
No, he doesn't have the hit. If
doesn't
he
have the
was
hits record. If it was
Combined, he would
combined,
have the
yes.
hits record.
So if you combine it, he has the hits record, but still managed.
First Japanese-born baseball player to be in the Hall of Fame,
Yes,
which is awesome.
he still managed 3,000 hits in Major League Baseball, starting his career late.
I don't know how he was that good, though.
He
I don't
started his career
understand-
later than most guys do because he played in Japan first and still managed 3,000 hits
But
before he
how do you
retired.
become that good? That's my, I don't understand. Because he could hit the ball anywhere in the box.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been fully outside, and Ichiro was hitting
And he's
the
reaching.
ball.
He's
Yeah,
reaching across and getting
he
it.
figured it out.
You throw it at his chest, he's stepping out.
And hitting the
He's
ball.
stepping in the bucket and hitting it to right.
He was that good. He was that legendary of a hitter. I
Crazy
wish-
footwork, which is just not something you always say. It's not something you say about hitting really that much at all.
And he was a legend in hustle. Like,
Oh, yeah.
no other guy can out hustle Ichiro.
Great bunter.
And
Great bunter. I mean, like, as a lefty, the way you can fly out of the box, he took every single advantage that he could out of the game. It's kind of like what you were saying. If a Major League Baseball team played against a team from Japan or something, every ground ball in the infield would be full sprint down the line. And that was Ichiro's vibe. That was what he did.
And I think that we're even undervaluing his fielding. 10-time Gold Glover, 3-time Silver Slugger, .311 batting average, career.
He was pretty good.
Pretty good. He deserved to be
Very
perfect.
good.
He deserved to be perfect.
Hall of Fame good.
Hall of Fame good.
Stay away. Hall of pretty good. If you're listening, you stay away from Ichiro.
I forgot we had the Hall of Pretty Good.
You're not allowed to touch him now.
We should open Tucker. I think we should open the Hall of Pretty Good.
That would be awesome. Have you seen they're trying to do that?
Where?
Just the Hall of Pretty Good community. Like, as they gain followers, they're trying to do the math based on their followers, how much money each follower would have to cough up.
Listen.
The original bit was how much money do we all need to buy the Pittsburgh Pirates, which could be a crazy development, but that's sort of been pushed to the back burner
for now
because they have to get the physical Hall of Pretty Good up first. So they're going to try and pay for that.
Hear me out.
And then use that money, use the revenue from the physical Hall of Pretty Good to buy the Pittsburgh Pirates.
You put the Hall of Pretty Good in Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay.
I think you can get some cheap land there. I've seen flights are not expensive. I was texting my friend this morning. I don't know why.
You know what kind of land you might find there?
What kind of land?
Pretty good.
Pretty good land. There you go. You get some cheap flights over there. I saw round-trip flights for under $150 this morning. Don't ask me why I was looking for flights to Fargo, North Dakota this morning.
Respectfully, I'm not going to Fargo for the Hall of Pretty Good.
Hall of Pretty Good. You can. It'll be really cold there. It'll be pretty good weather all the time. I think that, you know what? Why not? Put it there. Pretty good land, cheap land at that. Get that built. Get that built.
I'm trying to think. Hall of Pretty Good. What was the pretty best team of all time?
Pretty good.
Pretty good-est.
That Hawks team from 2015. They were
really
great.
The Trae Young Hawks?
No. I'm talking about the. One second, I'll find it. Just keep going. But yeah, I think the Hall of Fame guys that we have
Trae was
this
probably
year.
Oklahoma in 2015.
Yeah, no, he was in college at that point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh my God, it was the Hawks roster was kind of ridiculous from there. But I think fully how good the Yankee flavor that they have going on. I know that not all of them are going in as Yankees, but this is New York flavor in the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, this Hall of Fame class?
This is
New
York
York
flavor.
It's all over it. And that's the thing. I talked about it a little bit before the show also. As a Yankee fan, I remember CeCe as a Yankee and only as a Yankee, even though he had incredible accolades from his career in Cleveland and in Milwaukee. In Milwaukee, when they were still in the American League, he won an ALCS MVP.
Yes.
He pitched on 3 days rest in the ALCS.
He was that good.
He's so good.
Masterclass.
And that was a part of his career that I was really never exposed to growing up. Because once he became a Yankee, I was like, okay, it's CeCe Sabathia, he's a Yankee now. And I really just didn't care about anything else he did. Literally, it was like turned my brain off to the rest of his entire career. But when I found out he was in Cleveland before, and then he was in Milwaukee, and he did great things in Milwaukee, I was like, wow, CeCe's pretty good.
I think the issue we're gonna have with this Hall of Fame class is that we were kind of too young for all of these guys' primes. I think a lot of these guys' primes were all too young.
You're
for
right.
That.
It's like we're almost there.
We're
getting
cusp.
so close to it being guys that we grew up watching getting into the Hall. This is the age group right before us though, because Ichiro, peak of Ichiro's career was probably like the 2000s, maybe late 90s. I would say that range generally, and then leaking into the 2010s, he was still really good. The Yankees picked him up in 2012, and he was great. So. Really, all of the 2000s into the 2010s for Ichiro and a little bit in the 90s. CeCe, sort of the same deal. 2000s for sure.
He pitched until
2010s elite.
But I don't remember. 2018 is when the guys were retiring. kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it really didn't really make a difference to me how that looked. Also, quickly on the Hawks thing, it was the Al Horford and Paul Millsap-led Hawks. They went
That is
60 and 22.
Yeah, it's a pretty good team.
They're the Hall of pretty good because they didn't do anything out in.
So we're moving it to Atlanta?
No, we can't move to Atlanta. Fargo, North Dakota. I already stated that. It's where it's going.
I'm trying to make any revenue. Dude, they're gonna buy the Pirates in 30 years if they move the Hall pretty good to Fargo, North Dakota.
I
they
think
can
it will
buy
work.
the Pirates
I think
next
it will
year.
work. Trust
they move
me.
it to Atlanta.
Trust me. Fargo, North Dakota is where the next.
I'm saying move it like the Hall of Pretty Good already exists, and like it exists in theory.
You know the SpongeBob? We're gonna pick it up and push it
and move it somewhere else.
Push it. But I think the flavor of this Hall of Fame class could not get more New York. I'm really curious to see what goes on next year, because I think we're going to get some more legends. I think Pete Rose is definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame next year.
I don't know. I got to look at the ballot.
Not sure.
I really do have to look at the ballot for next year.
Maybe. I don't think
would it be the 2026 Hall of Fame ballot?
Yes, it would be the 2026. David Wright's still on that ballot. I don't think he'll weigh in, but
here's a look at the next 5 Hall of Fame
David
ballots.
Wright will still be on that ballot. But
Cole Hamels and Ryan Braun first-time ballot appearances next year. Dude, Ryan Braun probably makes the Hall. 350 home run hitter. Yeah, he probably goes. First ballot for Ryan Braun?
I think that could happen. I don't think it'll be like. I don't know how big the votes will be, but I think it will happen.
We're getting close to a call in here. I
It's gonna happen
believe
soon.
It's gonna happen
Hopefully.
very, very soon.
I've heard that
According to
there's a
Joe
Cooperstown
Henry,
ball,
according to our fearless leader Joe Henry, Ichiro feeling very talkative today.
which I'm surprised about. That doesn't happen very often.
That's huge.
It is huge.
Who else? Other notable first timers next year: Sin-Shu Chu, Edwin Encarnacion, Alex Gordon, Matt Kemp, Nick Markakis, Hunter Pence.
Some
and
legendary guys on there.
You're not gonna believe this, Kurt. I just got the best IFB of the show so far.
We got the call.
Joe Henry is on the line.
Joe Henry's here?
Joe Henry from Cooperstown. Joe, what's up?
Well, what's funny is that it's not just Joe Henry. It's Joe Henry, Bobby Chaffardini, Owen Kelty, Christopher Robert Carino III, and Brendan Shore.
Joe Henry and friends. And Bobby
Joe Henry
C.
and friends and Bobby C.
Calling in from Cooperstown. I've seen some of your guys' content already. We'll play some of it on the show later. But I guess first off, how are you guys feeling up there? What are the vibes like in Cooperstown today?
Man, it's fantastic every day. We were talking about how in the city it feels like it's 105 and humid every day. Up here, it's like they know that legends are being enshrined this weekend because it's perfect 75 and sunny.
Ooh.
We've got a nice view of the sunset on the lake with some rolling hills in the background. It's stunning out, and I think that's fitting given the class that we have, and we've been having an absolute ball. This is the dream spot to be if you're a baseball fan.
So what have you been seeing, like, fan-wise? What are the jerseys? How are the vibes right now? What are they looking like? What are fans? What's the buzz around Cooperstown at the moment?
Yeah, Kurt. Me in the jersey department.
I know.
I feel obviously from a Seattle perspective, Seattle's definitely shown out. That's not the closest place, obviously, kind of cross country from a certain perspective, but they love Ichiro and they're out here in droves. Obviously, you get Yankee fans every year with the proximity and also just the sheer amount of Yankee fans, but especially with TC this year, it feels like a lot of people are out supporting. It's a large diversity of fans. You almost see a fan from every team when you're here. There's only a few outliers that you don't see, but for the most part, it really feels like just a good, positive, general baseball environment. We also talked, I'm not sure if it was Joe, it might have been Joe, but we talked about there's no losers at an event like this either. So everyone is, here to celebrate, here to have a good time, and those vibes carry through the entire event the whole weekend.
Over under on 5 Colorado Rocky jerseys at Cooperstown.
We've seen 0. We've seen 0 Colorado Rockies. We've seen 0 Tampa Bay Rays, and we've seen 0 Texas Rangers. We're still on waiting.
Wow. I know Brendan's not happy about that.
Okay. Wow, that's actually...
I'm not the happiest about that. You're right. So we have Texas Ranger royalty here. Adrian Beltre is here, so we'll go ahead and count that one.
Okay, we'll take that.
Yeah,
we'll
there
take
you go. Yeah, technically that's representation.
Sure, take
it. But you guys mentioned the big support for Ichiro, big support from the Seattle Mariners. But is there, like, how big is the support from the Japanese fans? Are they out in droves in Cooperstown right now?
Yeah, I would say that there's a lot of Japanese fans here. I'd say a little bit less. I think we were talking about it earlier than we expected. I think tomorrow is the day we're really going to see the big crowds of people. Today was one of the first days that I think Main Street really, with the parade going on tonight, has been starting to get really packed. Last 2 days we've seen like a decent amount of Japanese fans, just kind of fans in general, walking down the street with the signings going on yesterday. But I think the big day is going to be tomorrow when they start the ceremony. We're going to see all those fans crowding up on the hills, especially the Japanese fans. I think they'll be there tomorrow, especially for Ichiro. We just got out of the Ichiro press conference, a large Japanese contingent there, asking him a lot of questions there. So I think tomorrow's going to be the big day for where we really see the crowd.
Yeah, Ichiro is royalty. I mean, look at any Asian-born, Asian-descendant player in the MLB today, or even folks who are going to be in the MLB in the future. They name Ichiro as their idol 9 times out of 10. I think that's the sentiment that you hear all across the league when guys talk about him. But you can even sense it in here. We just, we're there for his press conference. I mean, people were shaking, even if they weren't asking questions. I mean, everyone is so nervous to be in his presence because his gravity is just, it's earth-shaking.
Aura, as Owen Kelty would say.
Aura. You've seen a lot of aura this weekend. This is up there.
And on a serious note, especially in this modern age with social media and things like that, it's really hard to create that sort of mystique around you or mystique around your brand. And it seems like Ichiro, one of the last guys that really kind of has that mystique around him. And it's been just so cool to be around it, be a part of it. It's been really awesome.
His aura is ancient.
His impact on the players is the same as his impact on the fans. Like, obviously, he's influenced a generation, and we see so many amazing Japanese talents around the baseball world today, and even other global talents from all over the world. I think he, not just by virtue of being Japanese, but by virtue of being not from America, not from the Caribbean, has opened up such a world of possibilities for so many people onlooking, seeing the MLB as something that for a long time felt unattainable for folks around the world. And I think fans see it the exact same way. There's folks who never were into the MLB before they saw Ichiro really be a trailblazer, and that's the kind of thing that you're seeing this weekend.
Well, I actually wanted to ask, what have you been hearing from Ichiro? If you can give us a little bit of the inside look from that press conference, what has he been saying? How is he feeling about all the celebration around him? Because really, if you're looking up and down this Hall of Fame induction today, I think that the most celebrated member of this entire Hall of Fame that I think everybody loves, I don't think there's a fan in the world that dislikes Ichiro. What are we looking at? Like, what is he saying?
Yeah, well, I'll go to Shori because this guy knows Japanese, so he'd know best what Ichiro's been saying.
He has been very humble. I actually asked him in Japanese at the press conference today. They did.
Wait.
The first.
Hold on, Brendan.
Kurt's reeling from this revelation.
You know Japanese?
No, I don't. I was joking.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
For Ichiro, they did the first half of the press conference in English, and the second half of the questions were in Japanese. But you could tell throughout his responses, the ones that we could understand in English, he's a very humble guy. He's very glad to be here. He even said, like, the Hall of Fame was never really his ultimate goal. He just liked being out on the baseball field. He liked being out there playing ball and doing his thing.
Yeah, that's how you hit home runs without trying.
Yeah.
So that's how you get to the Hall. Don't try.
Anthony Volpe needs to start doing that.
I think the best takeaway from Ichiro's press is, yes, he's so honored to be here at the Hall, but he's so in love with this sport. He said earlier today, to knock off some nerves, he just went down to the field and did a long toss.
Well,
he's still playing ball every day.
If he was practicing his speech, and he was like, I should be practicing it more. I really haven't, but I did do a workout this morning, and that was more important. And I thought that is almost a great amalgamation for his entire career.
He's trying to make
they're going to celebrate his memory of him as a player tomorrow, and he's more occupied on how to kind of get better today. I think that's honestly just a great life lesson in general, too.
Instead of a speech, he should just do BP. Like, just take a round of BP and let everybody watch, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Or hit balls for the fans into the crowd.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I
think we're onto something with that. I think that should be the next Hall of Fame induction.
Well, Billy Wagner, we were able to watch his interview earlier today at the golf event, and he actually mentioned he was out there pitching to Ichiro a little bit, and he said it was literally BP the way Ichiro was barreling up every single pitch he threw.
MLB return for
Insane.
Ichiro? Question mark?
Yeah, he could do it.
I think he could.
He could totally do it as a DH.
He
like,
could happen.
you know, I mean, he probably could play the field, but like just for longevity's sake, like just have him only
More
hit.
longevity. Well, I also wanted to ask about these other two guys that we've been talking about a little bit more, Dick Allen and Dave Parker. What have you guys been seeing from the contingent around them, because they've passed on, but there's a lot of they're legends in their respective career. What have you been hearing about them, and have you seen a lot of fans with them with their jerseys on?
Yeah, we just saw a media member wearing a Dick Allen jersey walking into the media space. We had the opportunity of being we were at the table next to Dick Allen's family last night at dinner. Obviously didn't bother them or anything like that, but just from his perspective, I was even thinking about it because Dick Allen's picture, his large almost cutout is next to where the press conferences is, and for a guy who obviously passed away and went into, whether it's him or Dave Parker, they passed away maybe not thinking of themselves as Hall of Famers and things of that nature. It is sad from a certain perspective they didn't get to see how they were remembered, but also from the perspective of their families, I just find it to be so special, so important that maybe they were cut short a little bit when it comes to Hall of Fame. They weren't able to experience that themselves, but the families get to experience that for them. I think specifically for those two guys, that's so cool. I think for the black community in baseball, it's fantastic as well. There was a Souls of the Game exhibit at the museum that was very cool and new. And between them two and CeCe, it's a big moment for that community in the baseball community, and just in general, it's a very diverse class. Obviously, Ichiro from Japan, and just all coming from all walks of life. But it has been a fantastic, just whether it's buzz or whether it's intricately with any of the inductees, it's been fantastic.
Hey, Kelty, word on the street is you wasted no time inserting yourself into a wiffle ball game up there in Cooperstown almost immediately after arriving. Do you have any elaboration for us?
So, yeah, the wiffle ball game was interesting. This came after also almost blowing my shoulder out, taking BP earlier in the day. So
With a wood bat.
Okay.
Shoulder hurts. Whole right arm is numb, but that didn't stop me from actually falling down a hill.
Oh,
all right.
During wiffle ball.
Nice.
That did
During
happen.
wiffle ball, like the field, like the hill was in play?
Well, it was like a home run, but I was going to get the ball, and I didn't think it was that steep. And I took a step down straight from there.
I thought we had a Houston Astros
It
situation.
was an absolute bomb, except it was foul. Did hit some lady's window. She was not too happy about that.
Okay, it's a wiffle ball. Come on.
Single
Or wait,
arm
one of
dude
your BP balls hit a
to the
window?
shoulder. No, what? What was the question? Did it
What,
go through the window?
Did one of your BP balls hit the window, or was it one of the wiffle balls?
No, the BP was in the cage.
Oh,
The
okay,
BP,
yeah,
that
I
was
imagine, yeah.
An embarrassing
yeah.
showing for most of us. I think we can all
Okay.
agree on that one.
Dude, now I really wish I was there, because I would have lit up the cage. I haven't been in a
Chris Trainer
cage in a
didn't hit
minute,
the
but
ball-
I would have
hit
been
the
squaring
over
them up.
40, It went up to 60. But yeah, the wiffle ball showing. That was good. I think I had a good performance in wiffle ball besides falling down the hill. Yeah, I think it was good.
I wanted to ask you guys, I know there's a lot of New York flavor in this Hall of Fame this year, but who's the player that you guys have the best memories of, or who has the most just swagger that you've been seeing around Cooperstown? Just who's your favorite?
I think Joe's favorite CeCe Sabathia, from what I've been told. No.
It's funny. I was pointing.
Just
you asked
no.
that question, I was pointing to the Yankee fans who have so many memories. I have memories too, but it's not. At the time, they were not fond memories because it would be traveling with my mom over to Connecticut, where my grandfather lived, and unfortunately, he was a big Yankee fan. That was pretty much the one downside about him as a human being. And he played.
Wait.
In Connecticut.
John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox?
Not John Henry, owner of the Red Sox. No, John Papandrea, owner of, I don't know, a house.
Owner of a house.
And being in Connecticut, he could have played the NESN broadcast, which obviously I was privy to, but he did play the Yes broadcast. So funny enough, before I knew that Michael Kay was a Fordham guy, before I knew that I was a Fordham guy, I'd hear Michael Kay and be like, oh my gosh, turn this off.
Oh, I hate this
because
guy.
He loved the Yankees so much. He'd be like, Curtis Granderson, a Grand Slammerson. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you really triggered me here. But my memories of CeCe Sabathia are him, dominating my team and doing it with such passion. And the thing that sticks out about this ceremony is everybody you talk to says he's the greatest teammate I've ever had. And we talked to Doc Gooden. You're going to hear from him later in the show, our interview with him. And he said, CeCe, for as amazing of a player he is, and I'm so proud that he's in the Hall, he's an even better person, if you can believe that. And that's what I remember about CeCe, is he's someone who, he's one of those guys. It's similar to a Derek Jeter. It's similar to like a LeBron James, a Tom Brady. No matter where you stand, you have to respect him for his passion, his competitiveness, his greatness as a person, as a teammate. That's what I remember most about CeCe Sabathia, and that's the person that sticks out to me the most as someone that I watched growing up, and now I'm seeing getting inducted.
Yeah, CeCe, same for me. CeCe specifically, I feel like is the first player from my favorite team, obviously the Yankees, that I watched his full tenure with my favorite team, the whole journey, and now I'm seeing him in Cooperstown. Obviously Jeter, I saw a lot of that, but I wasn't there for the beginning like I was there with CeCe. It felt like 2009 when they won was really when I started to get into the game, and it felt really full circle to be here with him as he's being inducted. His whole family is here. He mentioned, there's over 300 people coming here that he has coming as his, plus 300, I guess. And just in general, it's been very, very cool to be here while he's here. I got my 52 pinstripe jersey in the store with the Hall of Fame patch on it. I'm ready to go. And, it's been very, very cool, especially just as a fan, as a Yankee fan.
That's so awesome, guys. I'm sitting here in the studio. I can't lie. I'm not always jealous of people outside of the studio. I love being here, but I'm definitely jealous of you guys this weekend. Hope you guys have a blast the rest of the weekend. Plenty more content coming from our crew out in Cooperstown. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you, and we'll see you out there next year. All
right. And that is also going to wrap up our Hall of Fame segment. We have a brief little MLB/trade deadline check-in on the other side of this break, but we will be right back on 90.7 FM with more one-on-one.
I'm Kurt Sippel, telling you to tune into One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Catch us live every Saturday on our WFUV Sports YouTube Live from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and later on 90.7 WFUV from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. We break down the week's latest headlines with our collection of tri-state area beat reporters, along with interviews with your favorite athletes and media personalities. WFUV is your home to talk all things New York sports.
And we welcome you back to One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Tucker, Austin, Kurt Sippel with you. We've got a little bit of MLB news, maybe trade deadline buzz to get through. Honestly, we already touched on two of the major moves at the deadline with the Yankees and Mets. The only other move more recently was Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks. The Mariners acquired him in a trade, so... Josh Naylor on his way to Seattle. I like that pickup personally. Just Josh Naylor's very good. Yeah, I mean Seattle's been a pretty solid team most of the year. The hitting has been a question mark, but their pitching staff is mint.
I've been very off about Randy Arozarena. I have him on my fantasy team. Shout out Kurt's fantasy team. I've had Randy Arozarena on my fantasy team for a little bit. And I really did not realize that he was an all-star. I guess I have not been paying attention to Mariners ball. I saw Randy Arozarena at All-Star Weekend. I was like, he's an all-star? What did I miss?
Yeah, home run swing-off participant Randy Arozarena.
I'm just saying. But yeah, I think this is a great pickup for the Seattle Mariners. I think that they continue to be very good. They might be able to make it out of their division.
The Astros are making that really difficult, though, which I think is pretty surprising considering, I don't know why, but it seems like every year the Astros wind up with some, major starting pitching injury.
But they're always good, is the issue.
They always wind up, solid as a team.
They figure it out. And I think that that's a pretty big Astros piece of it. That's the best way I could put it.
It's pretty ridiculous, but they have been consistently solid for a decade now.
Yeah,
They
that's the way that
showed
they're
up
built.
in 2015 as a franchise. They showed up in the American League, at least in 2015, as a competitive team in the playoffs. The Yankees met the Astros in the wild card in 2015. They lost that game. I remember it like it was yesterday. Dallas Keuchel was the starting pitcher for the Houston Astros back when he was really, really good. But the Astros beat the Yankees in 2015 in the wild card. Yankees missed the playoffs in 16 and then 17. And we know from there it was basically a rocket ship for the Houston Astros.
Pretty much.
No pun intended, actually, on that one. But yeah, the Josh Naylor move to Seattle should shore them up for the stretch run. But to my knowledge, as of this recording in this live stream, no other major moves. But just some like the biggest news. Two items of news actually out of the trade out of the MLB heading into the trade deadline now. But news kind of not having to do with the trade deadline as much. I think the retro Hall of Fame caps are awesome. What are your thoughts on that, Kurt?
Let me see.
Because they're wearing alternate caps this weekend in honor of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Every team has one, and it's like it's basically a throwback hat, but some of them are reverse retros. Some of them are like hats that never existed before.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Yeah, these are fire.
Yeah, they're nice, right?
No, these are cool.
The Florida Teal Marlins one is awesome.
That
you got like
Diamondbacks?
70s, 80s Blue Jays.
Yo, I love the Orioles.
The Orioles old one is crazy. The Reds and the Guardians look identical. Boston's is the same. Yeah. So is Chicago's. Chicago's is identical because they haven't changed their hat ever.
I like the Sox.
And like the Nationals is even weirder. They had the opportunity to throw an Expos hat into the league for the first time in years.
They wouldn't have done that.
They like to think of them as different franchises, even though it's literally just one franchise moves.
It's like OKC and
and Seattle.
Yeah,
it's that relationship.
The Tigers.
But theirs is like Washington's is a warm-up cap that they wore in their first season and never wore on the field once.
See, I don't know if I like the Dodgers going to the B. They're not in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
they left
but
Brooklyn.
it's a nod. It's a nod back to Brooklyn. But if you look at what the Giants did, it makes more sense because the San Francisco Giants, they brought out a hat that's never been worn before in their history. But it has the old Giants logo.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's like a little nod to the New York Giants,
but they weren't
while also being a San Francisco Giants
hat.
hat.
This logo is not from the New York Giants. It's from the San Francisco Giants.
Are you sure they never used that logo once?
Nope. It's the scorecards from the 70s.
I know it says San Francisco Giants there, but
it says the logo was worn from 72 to 73.
So it was post.
I like that.
I mean, their logo in New York was pretty much just like text.
Yeah, but the Cardinals one is pretty sick.
Yeah, the goofy bird.
The Tampa Bay's sick.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's look good.
Blue Jays.
They went back to like first two seasons.
The Nats, the DC on the hat.
The Yankees, they basically compressed the NY a little bit, and I think it looks pretty good. It looks like the old hats.
The Mets hats have never changed, so it doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, I like a lot.
Yeah, the block M.
Like Milwaukee. Arizona, I just always have loved the Snake A.
Yeah.
Love the Snake A. Yeah, I mean, I think that this is great for the sport.
Cool.
One, I think that the MLB has done a great job at marketing.
It's a fun way for me to lose money.
Yeah, it is. The MLB has done an amazing job at being able to market themselves in merchandise. The baseball hat, how many different ones there are every single year that the players don't even wear.
Yeah.
But, like, you can even see some of the players are wearing the alternates that they just buy it. You could just buy it lids. And it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
There's some good like weird colored variations.
Yeah.
I'm here for the hats always. I'm also here like Players Weekend. Those uniforms were awesome. I loved it. But that is just about gonna wrap us up. Really quick segment. But in order to kind of fit everything with the show, we gotta run something after this. But after this break, we have a compilation of a few interviews from the crew up in Cooperstown that you just heard from in the segment before this. They got a chance to talk with Doc Gooden, Raleigh Fingers, and Joe Henry linked up with another Joe Mauer.
Some Joe on Joe action.
Yeah. get ready for that on the other side of this break on 90.7 FM and on YouTube, WFUV Sports One-on-One.
Hey sports fans, it's Bobby C. I'm the sports director here at WFUV. From live broadcasts of Fordham Athletics to coverage of all the professional sports teams in the NYC, we've got everything a sports fan could ask for. Like talking sports? Check out One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show, as well as our diverse collection of podcasts. If you're a Fordham student interested in joining our program, feel free to shoot me an email, bobbyc@wfuv.org. And as always, thank you to all of our listeners who support us every week. 90.7 FM is the home of WFUV Sports.
Here at Hall of Fame signings here in Cooperstown, New York for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony this weekend, we have the pleasure of being joined by Doc Gooden. Doc, it's, well, first of all, a pleasure to be here with you. Whenever me and my dad talk about the game, we talk about the game all the time. Whenever we talk about pitchers, who's the best pitcher he's ever seen, only one name comes up, and it's you. I just wanted to ask, with that generation specifically, grew up watching you, similar to you in age, what can you say about kind of that relationship you've had with that sort of fan base now through the years all the way until now?
I tell you what, they've been very supportive. Obviously, with my career, like I was saying there, my career doesn't happen. My number don't get retired. All those things without the fan support. They've been with me through my ups and downs. I stay honest with the fans. I talk to the fans any chance I get, let them know how much I appreciate them. And some of them was there with me in '84 when I broke in, and they're still here. And like you mentioned about your dad, that gives me chills. That makes me feel real good and special.
That's really cool. Yeah, and also just quickly in New York, it's so exciting right now with the baseball scene. You've been able to, do very great things on both sides of the city. What can you just say about the city and how important it is when baseball is really, really doing well? And baseball, not both teams are really competitive.
Oh, it's very good. I think it's good for not just New York, but for baseball. When they're playing well, I love it. Fans love it. I'm a fan of both teams. I like going to the ballpark, sitting in the stands, high-fiving the fans. I think it's a great town because I think the city deserves it, and I think everything is great. You can be having a tough day, but if the Mets and Yankees win, that's all forgotten, and it's great.
Yeah, very true.
First of all, Doc, got to touch on the outfit. Can we see those shoes?
Yeah, we need to get Bobby. We need to get a little.
So, I had the privilege of being inducted into the Negro League Museum Hall of Fame, and with Donald Troyes, Dave Stewart, CC Sabathia, who's here today. So that was a quite honor because I was a history of baseball. My dad was a big fan of the Negro League back in the day, and to be in with those guys is definitely special. So thank you.
Very cool.
You were inducted with CC. You finished your playing career in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
And CC was drafted into the organization, I believe, your last year of playing. Did you get to meet him? Did you know of him? Was he on your radar? And now, so many years later, you guys are getting inducted into the Negro League Hall of Fame together?
Well, that's awesome, man, because I knew CC, as you mentioned, was a kid. He was in AAA when I was with Cleveland, and he used to come over, we used to talk baseball then. And then when we came to New York, we used to talk all the time. We became great friends. He's a great guy, even maybe a better person than a player, if that's possible. But a great man, he definitely deserves it. He's a hard worker. He always put team first. Like I said, to break in with him and then to be here to support him is amazing.
Doc, I want to kind of shift to the state of the game today, and Paul Skeens has drawn comparisons to you based off his fast start, his great rookie season, just like you had. And I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that comparison or on Paul Skeens.
I just hope he gets to New York soon. But he's unbelievable. I saw him last year. You get all the hype all the time. And a lot of times you see hype facing college hitters and big leagues. Okay, wait till you get big leagues see what he can do. This guy's mound presence is unbelievable. A total beast, in command, a lot of confidence. I like to see. It's fun to watch. I mean, every fifth day, and not that you brought it up, I set my schedule aside to watch him and Jacob deGrom.
That's very cool.
I love you watch Jacob deGrom too. He's I'm a Rangers fan, so.
And then I just want to go back to your playing days. Who were some of the toughest batters you faced, and then looking at some guys that you think you really dominated in your career?
So Gary Sheffield, my nephew, I definitely dominated him. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret about Gary if I can.
Yeah.
So we grew up in the same house. I'm 4 years older. He's my sister's son, and she was young when she had him, so my dad was a big baseball fan. So one day my dad said, do we want to play baseball? I said, yeah, we want to play. He said, how bad? I said, bad. He said, you want to be professionals? We were like 8, 9 years old. I said, yeah. He's all right. Every day I come home from work, we'll go to the field. So he used to take us to the field to do all these drills. No ball, no bat, no gloves. So it wasn't fun. Yeah. And then one day he said, you're going to pitch, me, and Gary's going to be the hitter. How you knew that? I don't know. But Gary, you guys remember how you said wiggle the bat? Yeah. So if he's going real fast, he's thinking fastball. If he's going slow, he's thinking off speed, right? So in '92, he gets traded from Milwaukee to San Diego. And I never had any problem with Gary, because I would tell the catcher, don't put down the sign until I see what Gary's doing, right? Put down the sign. And so Jeff Torberg was our manager. He called a meeting. He said, Doc, what's the success of facing Gary? And he's hitting everybody else. I said, I'm just getting lucky. I didn't want to give it away because he's still family. Yeah, of course. And then I think it was 2000, I was with the Astros. Gary with the Dodgers in spring training, hit a home run off me, right? He goes, I finally got you. I said, yeah, but it's not going to be a bubblegum card in spring training. That don't count. But Gary, I own a little bit, I would say.
Because you knew.
Yeah. Tony Pena with the Pirates. I said, guys, I can tell him a high fastball coming, couldn't do anything. But the guys who gave me the most trouble, Barry Bonds was the toughest hitter I ever faced, but Chili Davis gave me the most trouble. Can I get Chili?
Why is that?
I talked to Chili, but he said he just saw the ball good out of my hand. And I should make good pitches, he'll fight it off. If I make a mistake, he made me pay. I could not get this guy out. He was tough. But then we have a guy we call from the minors just dominate Chili. I'm like, man, that's unbelievable. Whatever. But you would think like Wade Boggs or Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, but no
Chili. Problem. Yeah, Chili was the guy.
It always seems to be that way with some players when you ask them their hardest opponent. Thank you, Doc. You've been more than gracious with your time. We appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend here in Cooperstown, and we'll have more content here from Cooperstown with WFUV Sports. Thank you.
We are here at Hall of Fame signings with MLB Hall of Fame relief pitcher Raleigh Fingers. Raleigh, first off, thank you for taking the time with us today. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Weather's great. I'm standing above ground.
That's awesome to hear. And I want to ask you about your playing career. And you were thrown into a lot of high leverage situations, but you were so good at them. How did you keep your calm and composure in those situations so consistently?
You get kind of used to it. It's like riding a bicycle. I got thrown into the World Series when I was like 26 years old, so I was kind of young. And I had good control, had a pretty good idea what I was doing out there, and I felt as though there's more pressure on the hitter than there was on me. So you got to look at it that way. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble. And I usually kept the ball down, so I didn't give up too many home runs and a lot of ground ball double plays. I usually had good defense behind me.
So you're one of one relief pitchers to win the Cy Young and the MVP award. How cool is it for you to kind of be a part of that exclusive club? And could you ever see it happening again? Any pitchers in today's game where you think that guy could do it, or just do you think it could happen in the future?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So I think I'm trying to think of who the other guy was. I think it was Hernandez.
And then Dennis Eckersley.
And Dennis Eckersley, yeah. So it's possible. I mean, if you have that kind of a year, I mean, the year that I won it, nothing went wrong. I mean, I could just throw my glove out there and I got guys out. So, but it can happen. So I'm sure there's going to be some more guys that can do it coming out of the bullpen.
You're at the point now in where towards the end of your career, obviously you had a very lengthy career, pitched late into your 30s. There were guys who were just entering the major leagues who are now retired, starting to be on Hall of Fame ballots and starting to recognize those guys. I don't think your career overlapped with any of the three guys going in this year, but I think there are guys who are maybe going to come in the next couple of years or went in the past couple of years. Was there anyone during the late stages of your playing career when they came up you were like, wow, this guy might be in Cooperstown one day?
Oh, golly. A lot of the guys that I faced when they first came up was Cal Ripken. I can definitely tell you that because I faced him a few times, and he was a great hitter. Wade Boggs, I faced him too when he was early in his career. He was a good line drive hitter, good average hitter, tough out. Those two guys certainly were the guys that I remember back then when they were rookie ball players that could possibly get here, and they did.
And Raleigh, you have obviously one of, if not the most recognizable facial features out of anybody in the world. You seemed almost, before your time with that, it seems like the individualism and, the sort of the isolating of players, whether it's through equipment, whether it's through their hair, kind of separating themselves from everyone else. That seemed like something that's more of a modern idea. What do you think about whether it's Jazz Chisholm, other players of his nature that are kind of doing something similar to you, kind of personal brands through individualism?
Oh yeah, well, guys are doing different things now. When I did it, I was just being stupid, really. I was the only guy. We were all growing mustaches with the Oakland A's, and I just said, I'll just grow a handlebar just for the heck of it. And I started getting guys out. And so when you get guys out, you got to keep it. And we won the World Series in '72, and I had to keep it when we won '73 and '74. So it's tough to shave a mustache off after 3 years.
And that kind of career, you keep it after the career as well. Yeah.
My kids would kill me if I cut it off right now. So. No, I don't plan on. I came close to shaving it off one time. I lost 2 games on the same day on 2 pitches in Baltimore on a doubleheader, and I had the razor right there. But I said, no, I can't do it. So.
Very, very cool. Very cool.
So, what is the secret to the mustache? Is there one?
If it took me more than 10 seconds to do this, I can do this in my sleep at night. So just wax, and gone. It's real quick, real easy.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Raleigh, and have a great rest of your weekend.
All right, thank you.
You also get to see some contemporaries that you played with, or I guess against, go into the Hall. What is your experience playing against some of these great guys of your generation? Any memories you might have with them, and how nice is it going to be able to honor them this weekend?
Yeah, a lot of memories. I faced CeCe quite a bit, being in the AL Central when he was with Cleveland, and then obviously with the Yankees as well. So a lot of at-bats. A lot of at-bats didn't go my way, which which is okay. But CeCe was actually the first pitcher I faced in the big leagues, 2004. He was the opening day starter for Cleveland, and I remember taking my first at bat off of him and remembering that if this is the big leagues, it's going to be pretty hard.
What was the result of that at bat?
He ended up walking me.
Okay.
I think in 5 pitches, and then I think he came back and struck me out. And then that was the start of a lot of battles from here on out. So that was
awesome.
fun.
Full circle. Thanks so much, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely.
A couple days back for you.
It's been surreal. It's been a lot of fun. Everybody's like, it'll be better next year. It'll be better next year. But I'm just trying to take everything in. This will be the only time that I'll come up here as an inductee and have my family here. I got my kids here with me, and just been enjoying the whole weekend.
And can you talk for a minute about your travel getting up here? I know you were posting about the social media.
Yeah. We had a little breakdown on the way up. But it's kind of like it's part of the story. If the 6 of us travel together, something's going to happen, and that's just another part of a story that we can tell. But it was I guess not a lot of fun in the moment, but it's fun now to tell the story.
Anyone you see yesterday or today that meant a lot to you?
I think everybody. Last night Jane had the garden party, and I'm looking around the party, and my favorite players everywhere. You know what I mean? Like you look everywhere, and it's like, oh, and it's like, should I be in here? So it's you have those moments, but seeing Derek, seeing Mo, seeing Fergie, Dave Winfield, Ken Griffey. It's incredible to be a part of this.
I don't know what your relationship was with like Billy Wagner, for example, prior to your election, but in these months since the election, is there anything you've grown to appreciate about him, getting to know him?
I think just, we're teammates in this now, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's been a lot of fun the last 6 months to be able to get to know each other, talk baseball. I think that's the biggest thing that me and him have kind of bonded over, is being able to just talk the game, top to bottom. He has kids playing, I have kids playing, and in every level, so it's been a lot of fun.
About how many people do you have coming up for this?
I can't even estimate, but it's over 300 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ichi, and he's actually practicing right now for a match in Japan on the 31st. He said he was more nervous than about that in the speech. Are your thoughts on the fellow inductee?
Yeah, just excited for him. I know he's going to be great at whatever he does. I know he's been practicing the speech, and I'm excited for him to deliver it, and for us to be kind of be by it and get to next year.
This is a Hall of Fame class hailed for its diversity. How nice is it to see players from such different backgrounds go through adversity and now make it to Cooperstown?
Well, it depends on
what ballot you retire in, what the stages is. But I think with Dick and also Parker, the Veterans Committee had an opportunity to vote them in, and I think that's outstanding. With Wagner, outstanding left-hand pitcher, with Houston, and Ichiro. I mean, the numbers they don't lie. You put the numbers up, that's going to be the factor that'll get you, I think, more rewards, and that's what happened.
Adrian, you were inducted last year. What is it like, the biggest difference coming back this year to celebrate those who are getting inducted versus last year being the one who was inducted?
Well, for me, it was way easier this year. It's more relaxed. Obviously, the first time you come here, you come excited and happy about the fact that you got into this opportunity of being in the Hall of Fame. It's just the highest award you can win in baseball, and you worried about the speech and all the stuff and having a family together. So it's not the same. But this year, now coming as a second year, now it's more relaxed and be able to enjoy CC. Each year and everybody's gonna go in and just sit back and enjoy the whole show.
You're listening to WFUV, New York.
Hi, this is Mike Breen, WFUV class of 1983. WFUV is the flagship station of Fordham Athletics with live coverage of Fordham football, Fordham men's and women's basketball, in addition to Saturday one-on-one. Stay right here on 90.7 FM for all things WFUV sports.
And hello, everybody, and welcome back to One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Tucker Austin, Kurt Sippel with you. We got Trey Rodriguez on radio production. We got Brogan Teixeira on video production. You just saw all of the content that our team up in Cooperstown was able to put together yesterday. They're gathering more content today. They got to talk with Ichiro right before they talked to us on the air. But now that we're into the final hour of today's show, we don't have to talk about baseball anymore.
I just got mint chapstick in my eye.
That's wow. I was wondering why you were just like breaking down over there, and it's the mint chapstick in the eye.
Oh, it's
that'll get you.
The good old mint chapstick in the eye. It's bad because it's the cooling sensation of mint, but it doesn't feel good on the eye.
No. Oh. Okay. Yeah. No, that's weird.
Oh yeah. You've never had this before?
No.
I don't suggest it.
Well, I mean, now that you've been ailed within the first 30 seconds of the segment, you know a little bit of what Justin Fields feels like.
Hey,
because on the first day of training camp for the New York Jets, Justin Fields went down with an injury and was carted off the field. Now, like we talked earlier in this show about how speculation is dangerous, and it was the case. It was
speculation
here, particularly because all the speculation was it was so insane. The morning of, it's like you're getting an ESPN notification pops up on your screen. Justin Fields carted off field on first day of practice.
That's how I.
That's like a nightmare. If you're a Jets fan after just having experienced the whatever Aaron Rodgers is, now this with Justin Fields on the first day, but then of course, the alarm bells went off because Justin Fields, or the alarm bells turned off rather. They went off and then turned off because Justin Fields is actually okay. He dislocated his toe in 7-on-7 and was actually back at practice yesterday. Though he didn't participate, but he was there watching the walkthrough a little bit. So just classic Jets news for me personally there.
Same old Jets.
Same old Jets every year. You love to see it. But really, the other thing that we need to mention with the Jets, other than the false alarm with Justin Fields, is the presence of referees at actually, wait, we might have a trivia answer. Hang on.
Hold on.
I was this close to cueing an audio clip, Kurt.
We have maybe someone that wants to get locked into the board. Do we have the
But
answer?
I think no. Okay.
No. Trey said no.
So almost had an answer.
We almost
there.
had an answer. I mean, I was hoping we had an answer, but I think we can cue back into.
They still on? They still on the line, Trey? No, gone. All right. So, anyway, should I say the question again?
Yeah, why not? Hit it. We do have 2 Yankees to give away.
Wait, it was a wrong answer? Oh, okay. So, had a caller with a wrong answer. Didn't want to put him on the air.
And it was wrong.
Actually, mad respect to Trey for that decision right there, because that's a little bit embarrassing.
Hey,
like call on the air, like give a wrong answer.
Doesn't matter if you want to call back in with the right answer. Maybe.
True, if you come up with the right answer, the tickets are still available.
Tickets are available.
2 tickets to the Yankees versus the Twins on August 11th are available if you can answer this question. Which non-pitcher position has the most Hall of Famers as of right now?
I'm not going to encourage you to use the little Google, but might be helpful.
You can call in with your answer at 718-817-2750. Obviously, that's for those of you watching or listening along on the YouTube live stream. If you're listening on the re-air on 90.7 from 11 a.m. or from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Later on tonight, unfortunately, no one's probably going to pick up the phone if you call, but
you can make it ring.
If you're listening live, call in for a chance at tickets.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the Jets. We did have we have a clip queued, but I mean they're actively trying to. They're getting some phone calls in. So
yeah, we're seeing some phone calls, but we could talk about Justin Fields a little bit more. I think that Justin Fields, the addition that he has to this Jets offense, is pretty huge. He's able to scramble, and I think against bad O-lines, Justin Fields might be very good because of how good he can rush and how much he can run. You had Aaron Rodgers, a guy who was really quite mid at running because he was so old. His bones are basically made out of paper mache.
And because after the Achilles,
yeah,
never the same.
He couldn't rush again. So
can barely throw.
You're getting a very different Jets roster this year. I think that might be pretty cool to see. I think now their linebackers and how they're going to look with their defense might be better. The Jets have a pretty good defense in the league.
Yeah.
You're going to see them win a lot more games. I think that the Jets can win a lot more games.
If the defense keeps playing decently well, yeah. Also seeing pretty good things early on out of their rookie tight end, Mason Taylor. He's starting to fit in pretty well in the early going, which could pay dividends for the New York Jets. I keep thinking of trying to go to this clip, but
I think we can get to the
poor
clip.
Trey keeps getting phone calls
More
back
phone
there.
Calls.
He's getting lit up back there right now, but
we
apparently
can talk about it a little bit before we play it.
Apparently not everybody knows how many or what non-pitcher position has the most Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
It's a tough question.
Shout out to Brogan, by the way, on video production for coming up with the question earlier today.
I think we could still talk about that clip just a little bit more before we cue into it.
Mhm.
It's talking about Aaron Glenn discussing having officials at practice after what happened with last year, the Jets being the #1 most penalized team in the entire NFL was not a good look.
Seems
for a
like you might
team.
be ready to rip that clip.
You think so?
Maybe. I think play it right now, Trey.
As much as possible, and they know that. And it's no secret that we were the most penalized team in the league last year. So that's one of the things that I want to nip in the bud early, of making sure that the discipline part of what we do, that we fix that now. You cannot win games in this league with an undisciplined team.
Yeah, see, now I know that clip was in New Jersey, of course, because you can hear a plane way overhead kind of just soaring over. You don't know how much I hear that sound, like even at home. And I live in like what would be considered the sticks.
You do live in the sticks.
But I still have planes flying over me all the time because everybody coming from the West Coast flies over me to get to JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark.
They fly New Jersey, the flyover state, and then they also are the great highway state.
I like to
You're
consider
highway.
us more of a drive-through state
you are.
than
You're
flyover.
You guys are the greatest highway ever.
Mm-hmm. The crossroads of the revolution.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, not a lot of people still call it that, but crossroads of the revolution. Let it be known.
Now it's the New Jersey Super Speedways, the crossroads to get to somewhere better.
If there was a super speedway in New Jersey, I would be there no matter what.
Pretty much is the New Jersey Super Speedway on the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah.
But I think Aaron Glenn is a man on a mission. I think that's something that we can both agree on at the moment, is that Aaron Glenn is a man on the mission. And Aaron Glenn is trying his best right now to build this Jets team into something that is greater than what they've previously built before. And whether that is something that is defensively, offensively, but I think starting with the little things, like last year Robert Saleh not having officials at practice, why would you do that? What is the reason for not having the officials at the practice? For what reason is that? What are you doing? What are you benefiting out of not knowing the rules?
Yeah, I can see that. And I think we do finally have an answer to the trivia question. Trey's mom. Lisa, Trey's mom. Hello, how are you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I've been listening all morning. It's great.
Yeah, and so do you have an answer for us?
Yeah, second to the pitchers would be the right fielders, followed by first base.
Hey, how about that? Not only did she give us the correct answer, but also gave us the little tidbit about who comes after them. I love it. Lisa, congratulations. You are the lucky winner of two tickets to the New York Yankees game against the Minnesota Twins on August 11th. Thank you so much for the call and the answer. You have a great day, Lisa.
Thank you, too. Enjoy your weekend. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. It's great.
Thank you.
Will do. How about that? That's my first time getting a call that was right that wasn't someone who works at the station. The last time I did one of these, Lydia Perner called in and
wasn't
gave
it
the
Lydia's
answer.
mom?
No, it was Lydia.
We had Lydia's mom once happen. That happened too.
Yeah, but it was when I did it. It was Lydia, and it was she called in with the excuse that she didn't look it up or like anything like that, but she only called in because it was on her feed the day before, and it like popped into her head in that instant, so she had to call. That's hilarious. Trey
did not know
Trey
it was
just
his
texted
mom.
us. I'm sorry, I have to share this.
Divulge.
Trey just texted us in our show group chat that he didn't know it was his mom calling until she gave him her name.
Trey.
Oh my gosh,
it's some work, man.
What an awesome call-in. That was
awesome.
great.
Well, back to the Jets.
Yeah. Anyway, the New York Jets.
I think Aaron Glenn being a man on the mission, I think that is something that is really kind of good for this Jets team because they don't really ever have direction. I think that's always the biggest issue is that there's nobody that gives them direction. And I think Aaron Glenn is finally a piece that will give the Jets a pushing point. Aaron Glenn is the Mendoza of the Jets, I think. I think this is something that can
remains to
happen.
be seen. We'll see how long he keeps this job.
I don't think he'll be fired very quickly.
I think Woody Johnson is a little angry at this point.
Why?
Because the Aaron Rodgers experiment went as poorly as it did,
most of the issues.
and because Robert Saleh didn't pan out the way he wanted it to, and ended poorly as well. Like the way that Woody Johnson had to exercise the Jets' entire organization going into this season it was insane. Like, getting Aaron Rodgers out was the best move that he could have possibly made. But now, like you said, the Jets have never really had a direction. The direction under Saleh was like really good defense and then let Aaron Rodgers figure it out.
I think Aaron Rodgers did figure it out at the end, but
a little bit. But
he did. Like the game that he played, I was at the last game.
There
of
were
the season
like
against
2
the
or
Dolphins.
3 breakout games in that season with Devontae Adams playing really well, but that was about it. There wasn't much else for Aaron Rodgers, and more often than not, it was like abysmal performance after abysmal performance.
He was always disappointing. Don't get me wrong. It was not the way that you wanted it to turn out when it came to Aaron Rodgers, but in general, I think that this is a new era of the New York Jets. I think Lol Jets still exists, but I don't think that we should be too down on the New York Jets before the season starts. I think that Aaron Glenn was a great hire. I think that their defense has been improving through the moves that they've been making. Justin Fields is a good pickup before they might get someone else in a draft that they can build around. I'm high enough on the Jets as a Giants fan. I would normally not be like this ever, but I just think that they are in more of a directional they're more in a direction than what we're going to talk about next with the Giants. I feel like the Jets really have a direction that they're building towards, and that is right now with Aaron Glenn at the helm, who knows, it seems like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It really, truly seems like he knows exactly the man on the mission that he wants to be on, and he's being open and honest, and I think that that's the biggest thing. If you're going to be open and honest with everybody, I think that things will start just getting better with you. Because while you're being honest to the media, you're also being honest to yourselves as an organization. And I think that that's something that the Jets probably have struggled with their entire existence, is not being honest with themselves. Because realistically, they've never been, other than their AFC appearances, they've really never been that good.
It's a very simple thing, but I think Aaron Glenn bringing referees to practice early on because the Jets were penalized so heavily last year is like that's coaching 101. Make your biggest weakness and take your biggest weakness and turn it into a strength, and that's exactly what Aaron Glenn is doing. And it seems very obvious, but it's what good coaches do.
It sounds
so
like
it's
a
a
new
good
detail.
sign. It's a good sign.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
and it is attention to detail.
Yeah.
But that just about wraps us up for the Jets. On the other side of another break, like you said, Kurt, we're going to be talking about the New York Giants, who
Do we have to?
I think they're in a better spot than the Jets, but
really,
we'll get into that. On the other side of this break on 90.7 FM and YouTube, WFUV Sports 1-on-1.
I'm Chaz McAdams. And I'm Ben Oppenheimer. And we are 2 of your hosts for On the Hill, the flagship podcast of Fordham Athletics.
We'll be talking about everything from football at Moglia Stadium
to hoops at the historic Rose Hill Gym.
Discussing the ins and outs of all Ram athletes, teams, and big games.
If you want to be part of the Ramily, then listen to On the Hill from WFUV Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rose Hill Studio and 1-on-1, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Tucker Austin, Kurt Sippel with you, Trey Rodriguez behind the board, Brogan DiCerto on video. And really quickly, before we get into our Giants talk, I do have some updates on the New York Yankees, being that it is the Cooperstown show. Of course, we're going to keep talking about the Yankees. And being that it's me, of course, we're going to keep talking about the Yankees.
Tucker Austin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yankees are down 1-0 in the middle of the first inning. That is going into the bottom of the inning. The description on this is really weird. I don't know. Like, apparently JT Realmuto put a ball in play, and JT Realmuto, and Marcus Stroman, like, I guess was involved in the play somehow. I don't know. It says Marcus Stroman in play runs to JT Realmuto.
That's
I don't think that's.
Is that a tag out? That's a F1.
Did Stroman tag Real Muto out in the baseline while a run scored, maybe? I have no idea.
How would you write that?
That's what I'm saying. This is really weird.
Tag out F1.
This is so odd.
And then we got some news on Aaron Judge from the pregame press conference about
Aaron Judge
hours ago.
Yeah, Aaron Judge not DHing because they're they're concerned about the elbow issue. They don't have the imaging results back yet. So they're just being extra cautious and having him not do anything instead of just hitting, which I like. I think they can afford at least a game. Like you were saying though during our Yankee segment, they can't afford to lose him for a long period of time.
You can't afford a week.
But I would much rather a couple of days, even one day. Actually, I would prefer. I'm sure anyone would prefer one day, but a couple days I'd also be okay with.
Give me one more day.
Can you give me one more day? Can the Giants give me one more win? Yes. Yes, they can. They can give me several wins this year, I think, if I'm lucky. And if the rest of Giants fandom is lucky. Really exciting stuff out of Malik Neighbors already. And what else would you expect out of Malik Neighbors? He's like that. Born and bred wide receiver one. That dude came out of the womb with a football in his hands. Meanwhile, Abdul Carter also looking pretty impressive, pretty intimidating. Either the Giants' defense is really good, which seemingly everyone is expecting it to be.
We have Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, and Brian Burns. So
and Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah, but those
and
guys,
Paulson Adebo.
But I'm just saying the main three there. But
the Giants' defense should get better going into this season than last year. Last year their run defense was atrocious, bottom 4 in the league, I think, maybe bottom 2. But the O-line is starting to get a little bit exposed here. The defense looks really good in the early going of training camp, but they're making the offensive line look really, really bad. I'm thinking of one clip particularly, Abdul Carter rushing the quarterback. John Michael Schmitz,
gonna get into that.
Pretty good center. He's been serviceable for the Giants so far, at least. But Abdul Carter quite literally grabs him and throws JMS off the frame.
He threw him to the ground.
He throws him out of the frame of the video.
He pretty much whoosh.
And he just this is a large human. This is a NFL football center.
He's
that Abdul Carter tossed to the side.
Not that big is the issue I think that the Giants have with him.
He's not the biggest, but still, offensive linemen are offensive linemen.
Yeah, but he's not as nimble as most offensive linemen are. He doesn't have as much movement.
I would like a nimble center, but I'm also okay with an anchor center, I think. But regardless, we are talking about the O-line and how there may be issues on the O-line. And there might be issues on the O-line. And quite frankly, I don't know how safe I would feel as Russell Wilson if I was standing behind the Giants O-line as it is right now, especially at his age. And as you get older, you will be more prone to injury. That's just the way it goes. So regardless of how well Russell Wilson takes care of his body, if he gets sacked like Daniel Jones was getting sacked as a Giant, he will be injured by week 9.
Colts Daniel Jones, comeback player of the year, book it. I think it's gonna happen.
I have no
it's gonna happen.
I have literally zero reaction to that.
It's gonna happen.
All I'm thinking of is the clip of Daniel Jones signing a Zyn canister at training camp 2 years ago.
Yes. But I think the Giants O-line might be the most glaring issue that they have going on right now because you have wide receivers, you have your defense pretty solid down right now. You have your quarterbacks. Oh, you have 15 of them.
Who was it? Oh, no, it was last week I was talking with Griffin. It was me, Joe, and Griffin on the show last week. And Griffin was the one who was convinced that Jameis Winston was not going to be a Giant by week 1.
That was me.
Or no, that was you, right?
Yes.
From behind the board.
I don't think that
Yeah, okay. So
why would he stay a Giant?
Why would he leave?
Why would he not? He's not going to
get
PT.
It again. This is
no, but
it feels like the same conversation. But
why would he not leave? Why would he not say to the Giants, I don't want to be here anymore? He's never going to get meaningful PT.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's not the second string.
When Russell Wilson proves incapable of scoring the football inside the 20-yard line, Jameis Winston will become the red zone quarterback.
But he's not going to be. Jackson Dart might be starting by week 5.
I don't think so, because there's still a chance that the Giants are on Operation Arch Manning, which means that Jackson Dart might not play a game as a Giant, which was kind of my position last week. I was like, I don't know if Jackson Dart's going to play a game.
I don't know if
he stays a prospect, he still has trade value.
I think they were talking about that in training camp. They were saying there's value to him staying a bench piece that gets to sit behind two legendary quarterbacks of the NFL. I'll call him legendary. Why not? Famous Jameis is just legendary.
I mean, Russell Wilson is definitely a legendary quarterback,
Yeah.
I think, at this point.
I just like Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston is a legend. I don't know if he's legendary, but he's a legend. He's
the dub. I think Jameis Winston in general might be one of the best arms in the NFL. And
that's where you may have an argument, because he could be a starter.
He is
most places.
He's a starter on where he's going to go back to, the New Orleans Saints.
Actually, if they grab Winston and then he starts over Slow could learn from him, and that's
I'm saying that's exactly what's going to happen.
Solution.
I've just saw the future.
At least
Give
for
me
the
my
Saints.
Crystal ball.
I think the Saints should just make you the president of football operations.
Kurt Stradamus. Telling you.
Kurt goes to New Orleans. You just get like random photos of you on like Bourbon Street.
But if I'm Jameis Winston and I'm and I'm trying to pretty much it's not salvaging my career, but I'm trying to have
he's just kind of
meaningful career.
He's floating a little bit.
He wants to have a meaningful career.
Yeah,
he's having a meaningful career.
He wants to if I'm Jameis Winston, I want to land somewhere and make a lasting impact. Like
he's not going to make a lasting impact on the New York Giants.
Some statue type stuff.
He's not making a lasting impact on the New York Giants. He'll have some
the
good
way it's
sound
set up
bites.
right now. No, because Russell Wilson is there. But
thank you. He's not even QB2, Tucker.
Jameis Winston is there on the off chance that Russell Wilson does not pan out. It's a better system than what the Jets put together when they brought in Aaron Rodgers, because they just said it's Aaron Rodgers or bust. Now for the Giants, it's not Russell Wilson or bust. It's not Russell Wilson or Jackson Dart or Tommy DeVito. It's Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, who is a very serviceable backup.
I don't think it's Jameis Winston. I'm telling you, if I'm Jameis Winston, why am I staying? Give me your speech. If you were the president of football, if you had to go tell Jameis Winston,
if I'm John Mara, how am I telling Jameis Winston to stay?
Why do I want to stay with your franchise right now when I do not have a pathway to being a starting quarterback with your organization, or even a secondary quarterback with your organization?
Listen, Jameis, you gotta cool it, buddy. Russell Wilson, he's not gonna be around forever. Russell Wilson's not gonna be around forever.
Neither will Jameis Winston.
And when Jackson Dart is on another team for draft stock, Jameis Winston, it's time.
What was the point of drafting Jackson Dart if he's going to be draft stock to get potentially Arch Manning, who we don't even know if he's going to be good? We have no idea if this kid's going to be any good. We're going to put his name because it says Manning on the back of his jersey. Don't get me wrong. The whole family's great. What does it makes the difference if the whole family's great? Michael Jordan was great. His kids weren't.
He had Arch Manning has had flashes of really great play at the University of Texas.
He's never gotten meaningful PT.
I know, but in the games that he has appeared in, and these are as like freshman and sophomore, he's been impressive. For a freshman and sophomore quarterback in college football, those guys normally get especially with Texas playing the SEC now, it's getting thrown to the dogs. But Arch Manning,
horns down,
he's met the challenge. Arch Manning hasn't been defeated by a challenge. You know what I'm saying?
But I also just don't know if that's you're going to bet on a guy that will get 1 year of meaningful PT in college. 1 year he's going to get meaningful PT in college.
Depends how good that year is.
He might not even, maybe if he's bad, he's not going to get a full year.
What if Texas wins the Natty?
Sure. If Texas wins the national championship.
I love speculation.
But yeah, that's our job, is speculation a lot of the time. But when you're thinking about what this kid can be, there's so much there's such a huge range of where he can land. Also, how do you know that
I'm pretty sold on Jackson Dart.
How do you know that the Mannings really want him to be a Giant?
I don't even know if the Mannings want. I just know the Giants probably want it.
Yeah, but the Mannings have the Mannings hold the cards.
Exactly.
If they say we don't think your organization is built well enough,
It's
to
like
hold,
it's like John Elway.
Yeah, we don't think that your organization is good enough to hold Arch Manning to a high standard that he will be able to play. He's going to the New Orleans Saints. All roads lead back to New Orleans.
I'm sold on Jackson Dart. I don't want him to get traded, but like when you bring in Jameis Winston over the top, and he's younger than Russell Wilson, it kind of seems like you're setting up for, at least from me, they're setting up for Russell Wilson for this year and maybe next year if they can squeeze it out of him. I don't know how long his contract is off the top of my head, but at least 2 years, hoping for 2 years out of Russell Wilson with Jameis Winston.
1 year.
It's 1 year?
1 year, 1.2.
All right, so it's a 1 year deal for Russell Wilson. So you see how this year goes. That's why it's even more obvious that they are setting up for Jameis Winston to take over for Russell Wilson next year, as early as next year.
There's no world where Jameis Winston's the guy that they're setting up for. They're setting up for a rookie quarterback because this is what they want their future to be.
But they don't want to. They want it to be Jackson Dart next year.
I would love if Jameis Winston was the starting quarterback for the Giants. I think he's very good. He throws a lot of interceptions, but right now I think he has one of the better arms. The Giants have a better wide receiver core this year. I think that he can toss it up to Malik Neighbors a lot more. The Giants' defense is a lot better to give him more opportunities. I think he can work a little quicker than Russell Wilson with the Giants' poor O-line that it might be. I don't see a world where this is what's going to happen, though. I'm trying to be realistic with myself. I really like Jameis Winston. I've talked to our sports manager, Bobby C., about it, sports director, Bobby C., about it. I think that he is that good. We've seen such good flashes of Jameis Winston. When he started with the Browns last season, he's that good. But I don't see a world where Jameis Winston suits up for meaningful minutes in Giants uniform. I don't see a world where Jameis Winston stays a Giant this year. Listen, I'll eat my words publicly. I don't care. I really don't. But that's how I feel about it. That's if I was Jameis Winston, if I was in his position, release me. That's how I feel.
Release me.
That's how I feel. He's going to go eat some W's somewhere else.
I think maybe it's just rose-colored glasses. Then
I think
for
the Giants
because I just want Jameis Winston to stay because why wouldn't you want
Jameis
Winston to stay on your team?
I agree. I fully agree.
I just don't want to. I don't want to fathom a reality where Jameis Winston wants to leave my team.
If Jameis Winston stays a New York Giant, I'm buying a Jameis Winston jersey.
Fair enough.
I want a Jameis Winston Giants jersey. I have Eli Manning, and I want to shoot over to Jameis Winston.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, but that's gonna do it for our Giants discussion today, and for our football on the day. On the other side of this short break, though, we're going to be getting into the WNBA, and the New York Liberty in particular. Of course, they're our New York area WNBA team, but we'll be right back with more one-on-one on 90.7 FM WFUV Sports.
Hi, this is Michael Kay, WFUV class of 1982. WFUV is your home for all things Fordham athletics, with live coverage of Fordham football, Fordham men's and women's basketball, in addition to our Saturday show, One-on-One. Stay right here on 90.7 FM for all things WFUV sports.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Throw up the WF, U and V. Damn. Okay, I didn't think you were gonna
got
do all the
hand-
letters.
I got the whole hand sign now.
Tucker Austin, Kurt Sippel with you. Trey Rodriguez on video or on radio. Excuse me. Brogan DiCerto on video, and we've got a WNBA segment to get into here. It's the last segment of the show. In Studio B,
our Cooperstown special.
For me and Kurt. However, we do have a little something special planned for the last segment of the show.
Some hand.
You'll find out. You'll find out what it is once it's here. But me and Kurt may or may not be stepping out of the studio for that one.
We won't be here anymore.
Well, I mean, we'll be here in spirit.
Yeah, we will.
And on the other side of the glass.
They'll see our.
If you look hard enough, you'll see Kurt in the background.
Yeah. And the Toronto and the Montreal Expos hoodie.
Yeah. But let's get into it, Kurt. You were at the Liberty game last night against the Phoenix Mercury. Great night for the Liberty, who improved to, I believe, 17-6. Yeah, 17-6. They lead the Eastern Conference, second seed in the WNBA. They trail only the Minnesota Lynx, who are 22-4 on the season. They are absolutely insane, and they're hungry after losing in the finals last year to the Liberty. So it remains to be seen. I imagine they'll meet again, right?
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna play against each other later in the year. In August, the Lynx
they still have a
games,
regular season
they have
game.
3.
Whoa, in the same month?
Yeah.
Oh
I believe,
my.
Wait, let me look. I know that they're very soon.
That's some
They're
crazy
playing the
scheduling.
Lynx, the first time they're playing the Lynx is July 30th. Then we got the Lynx again August 10th. Then we get the Lynx again August 16th. So you got 3 games in what's going to be a dogfight because this Lynx team is roaring and ready to go pretty much against this Liberty team. They want to show off that they could beat who's been one of the best teams in the WNBA after All-Star break. The Liberty have won 5 straight. They beat a weakened Fever team. They beat the Dream. They beat the Aces, who have been very good as well. You have a lot of teams right now in the W that are all very good and all are gunning for that top spot, but the Liberty are always able to make it interesting and get out of this some of their tough situations.
It's real. Like the WNBA is an interesting league because of how many teams are in it. You look up and down the standings, and a lot of teams are kind of stuck near 500 because there's only so many teams in the league,
and also because everyone's been that good this year.
Exactly.
The
yeah.
talent
like
of
the parity's there, but it's also like kind of give and take. Like there's only so many teams that you can play, so you're going to continue to lose to the teams that
you have. The Valkyries
are better
going
than
on
you.
a crazy run that has been so interesting in this WNBA season.
Are they in a playoff spot? How many make it?
I believe so.
Is it 8 or 6?
I believe it might be 8.
8
I'm not
feels
completely
right.
Sure. I'm not completely sure.
But right now the Valkyries are listed as the 8th seed. They have the same record as the DC Mystic or Washington Mystics, excuse me. But the Valkyries, though, they have a really unfortunate situation over there in Golden State. They're trying to become the first team in WNBA history, or rather, excuse me, the first expansion team in WNBA history to make the playoffs in their inaugural season. Which
They can do it.
Would be an incredible feat. They're currently in position.
They just lost Kayla Thornton to an injury.
I was about to say, she is done for the year.
It's disappointing.
With
It's
a
very
knee injury.
disappointing.
And in practice, nonetheless.
I know. It's very disappointing. This Valkyries team has been very exciting. They took the Liberty to the brink a few times this season as well. I think it's very cool what's going on right now, the way that they were able to build from nothing to something. I give credit to the GMs. I give credit to the fans that have been coming out to almost every
they've been packing it. They have been packing it over there.
They sold out season tickets for the next, I don't know how long, but they've sold out all their season tickets, and they sell out almost every game. You know how cool that is to see right now that's what's going on in the W, is that fans are coming out, especially during expansion teams, and we got a team going back to Detroit, the Flame coming back to Portland, all of these teams coming back. And it's going to be really exciting to see where the W lies next year and the years to come, because there's going to be more expansion drafts. Talent's going to start thinning out a little bit more.
New York is like the Liberty are at. Someone was poached from them last offseason.
Yes.
And they stand to lose more. super teams that are built like that, like you can only protect so many players in an expansion draft.
They lost Kayla Thornton.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
But you want to talk about the Liberty adding players? We talked about this earlier in the show. Emma Miesemann, who has been, do you want me to just read you her accolades really quick?
Sure, go for it.
She has 2,500 career points, 500 career assists, 250 career steals, 200 career blocks. She has been an MVP. She has been a Finals MVP. She's been a Eurobasket MVP. She has been an all-time pretty much legend, and she's been only in the league since 2012. She's averaged 13 points. She has been ridiculous. I don't know what else to really say other than how good she has been. And this Liberty roster is getting bolstered with another superstar. Emma Miesemann coming to the Liberty is another superstar coming to the Liberty. So let's get this straight really quick. You have Brianna Stewart, who has been all-time awesome for her whole career. She's on the Liberty. She has been on the Liberty. You have Sabrina Ionescu, if not the best three-point shooter in the entire W.
Almost a 30-piece last night.
Yes, 29 points last night. Jonquel Jones, the Finals MVP last year, coming back, and she also had a great game last night. In her second game back against a really good defensive team. She's on the Liberty. Then you add Emma Miesemann. You also have, who I called Pablo Sanchez earlier today, Miona Fibic, who was not on the People's Scouting Report last year as a rookie, now who is ridiculous from three. I was at a game where she was perfect for almost the entirety of the game. She missed one shot, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
She's ridiculous.
But, like, these players, how many players? I guess it'll change for each draft, probably, and especially as the team.
The expansion of the rosters?
Yeah.
I don't think the rosters.
Well, no, not roster expansion. I'm talking for, like, expansion draft.
Oh.
Like, how many players they're going to be able to protect. It might increase.
It probably will increase because there's going to be more teams and then the poaching of talent. The Liberty are going to be
the balance is tough because you don't want to completely
you're pretty much
overweight the expansion teams for no reason.
You're pretty much, if you're the Liberty, you're trying to protect your starting five, and you're going to hope that your bench pieces are not going to be.
Hope the bench survives.
Yes. Even like Natasha Cloud, someone who was plus 20 last night, after not really having that great of a scoring night for herself, just being being exactly what she needs to be for the Liberty, being an assist, being a defensive powerhouse on the perimeter. Same thing with Leonie Fibic, a defensive powerhouse. The Liberty missed her defense when she went to Eurobasket to play. Her being back is just ridiculous. Kennedy Burke, another person who has been awesome for the Liberty, only had 4 points last night. She was plus 16 because of how good she is when she's on the court for the Liberty. This is how ridiculous this team is. I know Bobby, our own very own Bobby C, has called me a homer for talking about the Liberty like the way that I do. But I'm being so legitimate when I say I don't see another WNBA team that is built as well as this Liberty team being able to beat them. There is so much talent up and down this roster. You can keep naming people that can be potential all-stars, potential just all great players. Maureen Johannes, another person that's been with the Liberty since 2018, I'm pretty sure. She's awesome. She does great. Almost every game. She had a slow night last night, but when you need her to score and be aggressive, she can do that. I just don't see another team that has been constructed as well as this Liberty team to go back-to-back in the NBA Finals. It's all about trying to keep this core together. And I think that that's probably the hardest part that the Liberty have to go for. Keeping the core together is going to be really tough as the expansion keeps happening throughout the entire WNBA, is that the Liberty core needs to keep together. And you have to keep drafting well, because eventually a lot of these people are going to retire. Brianna Stewart's not going to be there forever. A lot of these people are not going to be there forever. You got to keep together Sabrina Ionescu. You got to keep together Natasha Cloud. You have to have Jonquel Jones.
I really hope they keep Sabrina Ionescu.
She's awesome.
I was a huge fan of her at Oregon.
You ever watched her live?
In college. I haven't seen her like in person.
If you ever go see Sabrina Ionescu in person, it's like she does trick shots. I saw yesterday she had like a step over her defender and shot it like overhand. And made
from
it
three.
in. It was like a long two.
Okay, so she hooked a long two.
Pretty
effect-
much.
Like,
I didn't think it was going in. I think if you look back at my tweet, it was like
B-hop hook two.
Yeah.
Like,
I did not know what I was watching last night. Even just in general, how good this team has been. Coached by Sandy Brondello, someone that has been so high on this Liberty team. She's very calm. That's how I can best describe Sandy Brondello. She's very one way. How she interacts with the media. I know that that's not how she is in the locker room, because when the Liberty go down in big ways during the game, she will talk about how she talked to them in the locker room or talk to them in a huddle about how they have to be better. And they're usually much better when they come out with, I'll be honest, their defense when they come out into games starts out slow. That's happened in a lot of the games. It's a common occurrence. But they are able to up it. They're able to turn it on. I don't like that when you're going against teams like the Lynx. You can never turn it on when you're playing against those teams. I mean, I've seen them go down 25 points to the Dream and come back to win. You don't want to do that, though, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs is a different story. And Barclays Center is rocking and rolling.
Oh, yeah. When you get enough impassioned people in that building, it gets loud. I mean,
think if you ever go to a Liberty game, you'll hear how loud it is constantly.
I'm just remembering Fordham's brief run in the A10 championship when it was in Barclays Center.
It gets
picked up a couple of wins in there.
It gets loud. It's really loud in there when the Liberty are playing. It's loud constantly. Everyone's on their feet, every basket.
Nice.
And they get energized every single time that happens. And the fans want to cheer. Any time that happens, the fans want to cheer. And they have great things that go on. You have
big energy. Love it.
Ellie the Elephant.
Tater
awesome.
tots at Barclays Center. Gas.
When have you had tater tots at
Trust.
Barclays Center?
Fordham.
Where did they have tater tots?
They were in there. Oh wait, it may have been a Nets game. I think it was Nets Pelicans my freshman year. I don't know. I have a
opening day
friend from New Orleans. No, not opening day, but
I was at the Nets Pelicans game a few years ago as well. That was opening day of the opening day of the season.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, opening day. Kyrie made a little speech.
It could have been. Oh no, wait. Did okay? I don't remember.
We were at the
I don't
same
think
game.
so.
It seems like Tucker.
Maybe, I don't know. It could have been a thing. Could have been possible.
Yeah,
but
they take on the Sparks today in a back-to-back.
Yeah, big game for the Liberty today. Should get another win. Should go to 6 wins in a row.
It's tough. It's a tough matchup against the Sparks. The Sparks team's very good. I think that Kelsey Plum, Duika Hembe, all these, Cameron Brink has not been there, but they've been really good. As of recent, they started off really poorly, but now they're on a 4-game winning streak. Since coming back from All-Star break, I know that they are better than they're better than their record, the Sparks. That's what I would say. And the Liberty have struggled when playing against them, but I think that the Liberty can win once again.
Yeah. And then really quick before I wrap this segment, we talked a lot about the Liberty, but and a little bit about the Golden State Valkyries, but I just want to touch on Caitlin Clark a little bit because Caitlin Clark's always in the news for the WNBA. Actually, no timetable for her return, according to the Indiana Fever,
She's
as of
struggling
Thursday.
I think it was a right groin injury.
Yeah, groin injury, and they're prioritizing her long-term health, but her
sense.
recent medical evaluation revealed no new complications or ailments. So
Well, if you look
dealing
at it-
with the same groin injury, but no timetable for return, I thought was really odd.
Fever are 6th in the league right now. They've been being held up a lot they're being held up a lot by their other players that they can bolster. They bolstered their roster with. Sophie Cunningham has been so great for them. Tasha Howard, all of Aaliyah Boston, a lot of these great players that they have been able to kind of drag them back. They have a very good defensive mentality. Caitlin Clark, of course, losing Caitlin Clark is bad, but got to remember this is a team of 12, not 1, and I think that they're still able to keep their record up enough to get into the playoffs. The 8 teams get in, so I think that that's what they're probably waiting for, and maybe not an appearance into the playoffs.
There's hope that she comes back this season.
But I think she'll come back in August.
Even with no timetable, I think they're still just kind of laying off that for
Maybe we
now.
can ask our insider Lou Orlando.
True.
See what he thinks.
We could ask Lou Orlando about that. But that's going to do it for our WNBA segment, and it's going to do it for me and Kurt on camera on YouTube.
Book is closed.
Trey Rodriguez and Brogan DiCerto are going to hop in the studio for the next and final segment, and we'll be right back after this on 90.7 FM, WFUV Sports. You're listening to One on One.
Hey guys, Grace McCarran here with Jack Warner.
And we're two of your hosts for Nosebleeds, WFUV's one and only baseball podcast.
We'll keep you in the loop on all tri-state news with the Yankees and Mets,
as well as the biggest headlines from around the MLB.
Catch weekly episodes of Nosebleeds on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Take a trip around the bases with Nosebleeds on WFUV Sports.
Welcome back to One on One. I am Trey Rodriguez, joined by my co-host Brogan DeSerto, and we are back for a little bit of a unusual sport on this show. We're talking about professional wrestling, in this case WWE. So, unfortunately, this week in the wrestling world, there was a major loss. Hulk Hogan, a wrestling legend, passed away. He was a superstar of the 80s and 90s, and he helped bring WWE to where it is today. As without him, WWE may not have even existed anymore. So in honor of his wrestling impact, Brogan and I, we will be doing a WWE Survivor Series draft of all-time WWE superstars. So basically, this is a top 10 all-time draft. We're going to go back and forth, picking who we want to round out our team to basically compete in a 5-on-5, tag team match like how it is in every Survivor Series. So to start this off, we're going to do a little quick match of rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
So, all right. Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot.
Okay.
All right?
All right, cool.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. Okay.
All right.
So you get
I'll
first
go first.
pick.
So I'm a big wrestling fan, so this is pretty cool. Never been able to talk about this on WFUV
awesome.
before, so I'm excited for this. So with the first overall pick in the WWE Superstar Survivor Series draft, I'm going to go with the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He is probably one of the greatest and most recognizable wrestlers of all time. He's a 6-time WWE champion, 2-time tag team champion, 2-time intercontinental champion, and he won the King of the Ring tournament in 1996 and was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, ironically, as we're doing the Hall of Fame show this week, in 2009. But without Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWE doesn't really transition into the 90s as well as it did. He had those feuds with The Rock,
Right, Party Aggressive era.
Yeah. And he probably has one of the most recognizable shirts in professional wrestling history with the Austin 316. So
I may have had one of those shirts when I was a kid.
So, Stone Cold Steve Austin, welcome to the team.
All right, so my first pick, we're going to go with The Undertaker here, right? Honestly, he's my GOAT. I think, 4-time WWE Championship, 3-time World Heavyweight Champion. He's a Hall of Famer in 2022. Pretty late, honestly, for him, I think. But he had a crazy long streak at WrestleMania every single year, only to eventually be ended by Brock Lesnar, out of all people, who's a great wrestler in himself. But I really think that there's no other wrestler that you could put on that stage and have pull off that vibe that The Undertaker gave.
The aura, yeah.
Right, because I think you put any other wrestler in there, people are going to find it corny or something. There is nothing corny about The Undertaker. He is just awesome.
All right, so for my second pick, I'm surprised obviously The Undertaker is one of the best, but I'm going to go with Bret Hart.
Okay.
One of the probably the most famous Canadian wrestler of all time. A 5-time WWE champion, a 2-time Intercontinental champion, 2-time tag team champion, Royal Rumble winner in 1994, King of the Ring winner in 1993. He is probably, I would say, many people would agree that he's the greatest in-ring performer of all time. He was the most, I think his nickname is like the excellence of execution, because he's just in the ring. His matches were amazing. The technical ability that he was able to be in the ring with was just, nobody really has that today. And he's just, from everybody that like The Undertaker and all these like larger than life characters, Bret Hart was just a guy from Canada who wore pink trunks and just came out and would beat you on a nightly basis. So, I'm happy that Bret Hart is on my team.
All right, so my second pick. This might be a bit like, because I'm still young. I don't know a lot of the. Well, I never watched the older guys play wrestle live. So my second pick is gonna be John Cena. I think honestly best wrestler of the 21st century. He's basically had this company on his back for over 20 years now. It's insane, his impact worldwide. Everyone knows You Can't See Me. Everyone knows a five knuckle shuffle. He's just a great guy all around. He's going on his little retirement tour right now. Yeah. WWE champ, killed Cody Rhodes back like 5 months ago. A very surprising match, but he is just, I think, in my opinion, he's my second best of all time. 13-time WWE champion and a 3-time world heavyweight. Just insane. He made the United States Championship actually look good in that Rusev run. So yeah. He's my second pick. Let's hear your third.
Okay. So with my third overall pick, I'm gonna go with probably the most well-known and most recognized current wrestler, Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay.
A 4-time WWE champion, 2-time Universal champion. I know there's some recency bias to this, but he is just probably the best wrestler, one of the best wrestlers in WWE right now, and maybe one of the best. And when he retires, he could be one of the best wrestlers of all time. His nickname is the Tribal Chief. Probably a lot of people know that. But he has the 3rd longest reigning championship run of all time. I think it's like when he lost to Cody Rhodes last year, I think, or 2 years ago, he was holding the championship for like 4 years straight, which is crazy. He held it since 2020, I think.
I know, no.
So
it's forever.
Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, I acknowledge you. And yeah, Trey.
All right, so I think we're gonna go with Hulk Hogan here for my third pick. Obviously, like I said, carried the company on his back for a solid 2 decades, saved the company. He is just a great wrestler. Never forget when he picked up Andre the Giant, a feat that no one else could do. Just an absolutely mammoth man. All right,
we're just gonna go rapid fire now. I feel like. So with my 4th pick, I'm gonna pick Roman's cousin, The Rock, probably the biggest movie star on the planet. One of the most recognizable faces of all time. So yeah, The Rock.
All right, my next pick, Shawn Michaels. Absolutely love him. My mom absolutely loves him. Got that awesome sweet chin music, sick intro. A great superstar. Absolutely love him. Probably one of my favorite ever.
Okay, and with my last pick, I'm gonna go with I'll go with Rey Mysterio, the greatest luchador of all time. I know that's he's still wrestling today, so that could be some recency bias, but of all the luchadors, the masked wrestlers,
by far the best.
By far the best.
And then my last pick is Randy Savage. Absolutely awesome. He's just what an interesting character that guy is, really. But yeah, Randy Savage, he's going to round out my team, 2-time WWE champion, Hall of Famer back in 2015. Absolutely awesome. Great guy. And yeah, so we're gonna hand it back to Tucker.
Yep.
And he's gonna round out the show for us. Thank you for joining me and Brogan on One-on-One.
Thank you guys so much. Great segment. A lot of interesting stuff. What a great show we had here today at the Rose Hill studio. But that just about does it for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in live on YouTube or for listening to the recast on 90.7 FM WFUV from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday night. But for Kurt Sippel, my partner for most of the show, for Trey Rodriguez on production and now in the studio, for Brogan DiCerto, also production and now in the studio, and of course, for our sports director here at WFUV, Bobby Chaffardini, I have been Tucker Austin, and this has been One-on-One. We'll catch you guys next time. It's been a production of WFUV Sports People.